I can smell your nappy pussy.
Whosoever hears this audio, if they be worthy, shall possess the insight, human, and superhuman abilities of the world's mightiest metahumans, accompanying a journey of high quality and spooky quality nerd commentary. We got my man Colton, aka Pizza Parker, talk to the people.
I should have put the shit over my eye like Akashi, but
Yeah,
I
nigga.
didn't want to. I'm more like Asuka, the nigga that be smoking the cigarette.
Facts.
Go crazy. RP a real nigga.
Word.
Yeah, it's your boy Colton, aka Mills Morales. Taking this nigga name, Pizza Parker. AKA, I don't fuck with these niggas. You know what that means.
Hidden nigga village, know what I mean?
Nigga village, we disbanded. But disbanded, but the bands is up. Real talk.
Bars. And as always, you see my son Gas just floated past Colton right there, know what I mean? In the atmosphere doing his thing, you know what I mean? And you know who it is? Your boy Dennis, aka Old Dirty Dennis, aka Delivered. I am Delivered. aka Flea Daniels,
yes,
aka the Nappy Sha-boing.
I knew that was gonna come up.
Yo, welcome to our Halloween edition, know what I mean? Podcast episode, know what I mean, bro? How you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing, yo. It's the spooktacular season. It's very spooky.
Yes.
We got Lee Daniels on the sticks
today
for like what I thought was a horror movie.
Yo,
but it was some whole other shit.
Let me set this up real quick. So before y'all get these episodes, we usually have like a conversation or whatever, figure out like, what the game plan is. So I hit this nigga up. I'm like, yo, we got to do a Halloween episode. What are we going to do it on? Because I ain't really want to do the slashers, like we already got Freddy. Them shit's been out for years. I want to do like something new. So he hits me up, gives me a list.
I give him a list, right?
Delivered.
But that wasn't on the original list. Let me tell my part.
Go ahead.
So he goes, yo, damn, we got to do a Halloween episode. We got to do it big. You know how we do. Like, we got to review a scary movie.
Yes.
Like, in a scary movie that, like, people might fuck with. But then I thought, like, who are we? High quality black nerd commentary.
That's a fact.
The funniest niggas ever. We don't take nothing serious until it's like taken seriously, and then we'll take it serious. So I was like, gave him a list of real movies like Long Legs, Cuckoo.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one? There was another one. The First Omen.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
These are like good scary movies that I've seen recently, right? So
and also recent movies.
Then in my head, I go, oh shit, The Deliverance. Because those clips are hilarious. So, and I watched it, and I remember watching it and being like, "This." I'm not gonna tell y'all my real opinion yet. I'm gonna let y'all wait. But I watched it and I said, "We need to talk about this."
So then, once he brings this shit up, honestly, I wasn't gonna watch that movie because I've seen it on like social media and shit, and I was just like, "Hey man, this is a lot of nigga nonsense." And I don't know if I really want to watch this shit.
Another day of psycho nigga babble.
Exactly. And he was just like, yo, for funsies though. And I was like, you know what? For the funsies, my nigga, like, gotta do it for the funsies. Know what I mean? So I ended up watching the movie, and that's how we get here. Know what I mean? That's how this starts off.
We are delivered.
Yes. So, all right. So the first thing I'll say, because I'm gonna extend grace to start, is it felt Jordan Peele-ish in terms of cinematography. Like, because that part was impressive. Like,
there was very impressive cinematography.
Yes, there were certain scenes with like the kids, especially Dre. Shout out to that nigga. You did a pretty damn good job. You did a
great job.
Where like certain scenes where like, they're relying on like emphasis on his face where he's like supposed to be possessed, but it's supposed to be very subtle, especially for being a little kid. He nails it. Kills that shit.
Especially within the circumstances that he's in.
Yes.
You would think that he's acting out because of the circumstances.
Exactly. So for me, that they do a really good job with that, with the horror aspect of, like nailing that and not making it too ridiculous, I guess. But I'm just saying, bro, like there are parts.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when they come up.
But where the nigga nonsense comes in for me, ironically, is in the white woman. Because
Yo, leave Glen Close alone, man.
hey, listen.
Leave Glen Close alone.
Look, ice on me. Is she okay? Like, why? You don't have to do this. Like,
no, but she did have to do this because Lee Daniels wanted her to do this.
Like, why you didn't? Is there gambling debts? Like,
look. I will come with the counterpoint. Glen Close, you did amazing. You did amazing with what you had.
You did.
With what you got. I don't know why the choice was made. And I do know why, because I watched the interview and he said that like he didn't want it to be like completely true. He wanted it to like for some reason he said I wanted it to be like what a biracial woman is going through in the world. And that's fine.
That's cool. That's cool.
I was just a little confused because he's not really biracial. So, but I get it. He wants different perspectives.
Yes. I will say, as much as I'm making fun in light of the Glen Close character, that's a real person. That exists. Like, there's shout out to our audience, but you do know that there are like certain white women with the thin eyebrows.
There's a white.
With the bad wigs.
White swirlers.
Yeah, there's some swirlers. There's swirlers.
They put the wig on. They'll put the cheetah print on.
Yes,
they got the titties out. They're gonna get the bit outside,
I mean? And they out there praying. Know what I mean. It's a double entendre. Don't even ask me.
That's why they call them cougars, man. It wasn't because of black women. It was because of white women. It was cougars.
So that's a real character. It's just funny seeing that character getting represented. Yes.
It was a lot of the. It's funny that the adults were caricatures while the children were real people.
Facts.
It was hilarious watching this movie and seeing that, like, oh shit, in this whole shit, the human beings that are actually adults are the kids.
Yeah.
And like all the adults are just caricatures of like the worst parents you could just find. Like like
all of them. Like,
every parent is technically the worst parent you could find. Some are a little redeemed, some are not. We'll get into that. But like the shit is crazy. Watching the character, that was the Tyler Perry part. To me.
Yes.
Like the caricatures of the parents and abuse and shit was like mad crazy. It wasn't like it's not real. That's the other part that I have to. It might sound like I'm shitting on it, but it's real.
They were taking real topics. The problem with when we bring up the Tyler Perry thing is the delivery of those topics is what was like, hey man, but they were still speaking on like real shit. You know what I mean? So this being my first time watching the movie, obviously you guys know I took notes, so we're gonna go through some of the notes and like talk about different scenes and shit that happened. So yeah, like I'm gonna give you guys my notes as raw as it is, as like I wrote it down. Right.
I'll also give you my opinion
because I didn't know everyone's names at first, so I was just calling you whatever you were. Right. So it literally starts with the white woman. Is literally my first note is the white woman is Ebony's mom? Question mark. I was like, wait, what? So anyway, they have the introductory scene, which is them eating dinner at the table or whatever. And they're talking about how the catfish got too much garlic. And I'm sitting there like, I know this white woman is not complaining about this black woman's food. She is not talking about there is too much seasoning in this food. What are we doing? So yeah, like, she starts. And then I think, and what makes it funny is the comedy aspects for me are just so like subtle because she's sitting there and she's complaining about this black woman's food with a nameplate necklace on.
That she raised.
Like, yo,
hold on, she raised her. You raised her,
bro. And I'm just like, yo, like, is this a real movie? Like, my word. Okay, so I know it's supposed to be a horror movie, so at some point there's got to be a twist. Like, so I'm rolling for funsies, right? So it starts off, and they criticize the cooking or whatever, and I think Dre laughs, and she pops that nigga in the mouth. I was like, okay, so now we're going to the black family. Like, okay, abuse. Hey, anyway, so then in another scene, you kind of see Berta, who's Glen Close, in like the nurse outfit. So I was like, oh, so she's a white nurse, a white ghetto nurse. Got it. Like, we just Lee Daniels just shoveling in all the stereotypes at this point. Like, we 10 minutes into the movie, y'all. We haven't even made it anywhere yet. And then, just to add some more nigga nonsense, the mom's alcoholic, y'all. I was just like, all right. Are we playing bingo, bro? Like, are we just hitting it just feels like we're just trying to hit all the dots at this point. You know what I mean? So now we find out she's an alcoholic. You know what I mean? And then while they're introducing all these different aspects to the story, randomly there's just these flies coming out the basement, and they're just not telling us why. There's just mad flies in the basement.
Before we get there,
okay,
this is my biggest problem with the movie, right? Because like before anything becomes established, they're just like, here is tidbits of what we want you to feel about these characters, right?
Right.
Hold on to these things, right? Because like it might change for some people, it might not, right? So you watch this scene at the dinner, and you're just like, this mom is overbearing. She's like really trying to get in the way of the mom doing things. But then you're like, uh-oh, mom's incompetent. She's fucking wilding. Why is the mom wilding like this?
Exactly.
She's OD bugging, and she's being mad defiant to her mom
in the opening
in front of her kids, and will think her kids won't be defiant to her in front of her mom. So like, it's just all of this is happening. And I'm just in my head, I'm just like, oh, we supposed to hate the mom. We also supposed to hate the grandmother. We supposed to love the children. We just supposed to feel for
the kids.
But we also supposed to realize that the kids are acting out because this is the environment that they're in, right? Mm-hmm. But the mom is so overbearing in these first like introductory minutes that I was just like, damn, I don't think anyone has ever speed ran making people hate a character in like this minutes, in a movie in a very long time. Like, she popped the nigga in the mouth. She's talking crazy to him. Her mom is like, yo, chill. She's like, she starts talking crazy to her. I mean, the mom's not better because then the mom, like, in front of her kids goes, you been drinking? Sniffs her mouth,
it was
nigga,
like, yo, whoa,
and says that shit out loud in front of the kids who already, you could tell, are fearful of their mom when she drinks. Because she's already, we already know that
they know her
down,
timing.
Right?
Yeah, they know her
so,
timing.
Like, I'm just like, this is some Tyler Perry ass shit. Y'all doing some Medea ass shit right now, right?
Yes.
And
very
like,
heavily.
Whatever. And then we get to the flies, right? So now there's just like, goddamn flies always coming out the basement. We just got this crib. It's just,
and I feel like that is what makes the whole thing weird to me, because I want y'all to remember everything Coulson just said. That has nothing to do with the scary aspect of this movie. Like, we're just given all these different diatribes and all this other things going on, and then they're just like, by the way, there's something strange in the basement.
What the fuck? There's flies, right?
Okay.
Here's the thing, though, about that also. That maybe I should get into that later because that'll spoil too much. But
okay.
It's just like flies is coming out of your basement. You're not going to just like get a flashlight and flash.
We're not going to check
there.
that out.
Like, you're not going to flash that like down there and be like, yo, grandma, cover me real quick. Let me see some shit.
If there was a real, so this is the part where reality and movies, fantasy, just splits. Because if it was a real black family, they'd have got that yellow shit that you hang from the ceiling to get the flies. They did not get that shit at all, nigga. They were just flying around doing whatever they want, nigga.
Or like my family, we got this spray. Nigga,
exactly.
We would have went down there. And we wouldn't even go all the way down the stairs. I would have hit like in the middle step, and we hit with a.
They come back up, close the door. Nigga.
Come back up, close the door, or like open one of them bombs, threw it down there like a grenade, nigga, and then like fucking close the door real quick, nigga. Get out of there, nigga.
Dead ass. So anyway, like we get the fly scene or whatever. And this is where I'm going to start keeping a Dre weird shit counter, okay? Because the first one happens very early.
It's so soon.
He just, like, it out of nowhere, this nigga gets up. I don't know if he thought he was Kurt Angle. This nigga just starts chugging milk.
Chugging that damn milk.
And not even just drinking. It was falling down his chest, everything. Like, he just starts chugging it. There's no reason. There's no explanation. Nothing. This nigga just woke up in the middle of the night. Just like thought he was Stone Cold Steve Austin, nigga, and was just chugging that shit. Milk. And then we just move on to the next scene, and it was just like, okay, wait, what? Like, We're not going to talk about what just happened.
And my only problem with that is, Lee Daniels, you're black. You know what happens in that next scene. Who the fuck was drinking milk in the middle of the goddamn night and left a puddle of goddamn milk? Who did this shit? And everybody come downstairs. They all come downstairs. They're like, I don't know. Because, the nigga really didn't know. So he's just like, I don't know. And she like, I'm going to beat all y'all asses. Maybe they didn't want to show her whooping their asses. Maybe that's the truth.
It just felt like really, like, I won't say it's out of place. It just felt incomplete. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess it's like, foreshadowing,
which is cool.
They're like, yeah, we're gonna show you some cool shit, but it wasn't some cool shit. It was just random as fuck in that moment. But yeah,
all right. So we move on because again, like that scene ends. And the kids are like walking home from school. Interesting scene. They're all walking, and the bullies are making fun of my nigga Nate from Stranger Things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, bro, like you fought Demigorgons, my nigga. Who the fuck are these niggas? Like you scared of these?
Yeah,
niggas?
You was on varsity.
Come on, bro. Yo, come on, bro.
Nigga, go cross these niggas, man. Go play these niggas 1-on-1, nigga. Yo.
Anyway, like he's walking with Dre, and one of them niggas. I was like, yo. I lived in the hood my whole life, y'all. Let me tell y'all right now. Until the podcast blows up, we start making crazy. I've lived in the hood my whole life. At no point has a black kid bullied another black kid by throwing a rock at that nigga. Okay? I've lived long enough to say I've never seen that shit. That was white as fuck,
y'all.
Bro.
I'm not going to discredit y'all experiences.
True.
I will never discredit y'all experiences. But I ain't never seen a nigga pick up a rock and throw it at another nigga unless he actually wanted to kill him off of some we have blood feud.
Bro,
the nigga threw a rock at the nigga. In my head,
like you could have killed him.
I'm like, first of all, stoning. Second of all,
like what are we doing?
Concussions. Third of all, murder. Fourth of all,
in broad daylight.
Why you not playing football?
Yo,
baseball, nigga. You got good aim.
You got
nigga.
that.
Why
that
you
crazy accuracy,
your
bro?
Fucking powers for evil.
Yeah. So that part was very interesting to me. Now here's where things get funny for me. Very funny because these are my actual notes. The kids are coming home. There's an absolute bottle. A mom finds an absolute bottle.
She finds the absolute bottle. She is in her mind. And her goddamn insane fucking mind is like, this little motherfucker is trying to get lit.
Yo,
gotta turn up on this.
I want y'all to hear my notes, right? Because it was like she confronts him about like the absolute vodka bottle, which I thought was ridiculous because that's a big ass bottle of fucking absolute vodka.
It's not that ridiculous.
Bro.
But it's not. I'm only saying it's not that ridiculous because kids don't do this. Don't ever fucking do this. But niggas are 16 drinking Incredible Hulks. So I will say that some kids, and when I say some kids, it's a very small percentage.
Even an Incredible Hulk is still like a mixed drink. This nigga, you trying to tell me, is he Russian?
No,
bro. Why is he not? Is he a Russian criminal? This nigga is like an international.
That's a grunt, a Russian type grunt type drink. Like to just a big ass leader of that
just
shit.
Straight out of your room.
But I will say, a small percentage, and this is why Lee Daniels is hilarious, but he's smart in what he did. He put them in the perfect, and guys, I'm not making fun of trauma or abuse. He put them in the perfect trauma angle that, like, if you catch a 16-year-old with absolute leader and you're a chronic alcoholic, you will automatically think that I passed this shit on. Fuck.
Yo.
I gotta overreact now. That's what most alcoholics gonna do, nigga. I was like, I don't know. He wrote her so perfectly horrible in that beginning that any action that she took, even though we agree it's the worst action, you can just ask.
Bro.
You can legit just ask.
My notes literally says, she Russian? Who is just knocking back absolute? Like, are you a John Wick villain? Niggas is international criminals. Like, you an alcoholic.
Oh, listen. I'll be real. You know what we don't know? If Bertha is Russian.
Facts. That's facts.
We don't know if she's Russian.
I got dollar back. I don't know. I don't want to.
Because, if he got the Russian genes, because she obviously got the Russian genes. So she thought she passed on parts of the Russian genes to my boy. But
niggas finding full bottles of Absolute.
It's crazy.
Yo,
I'm not gonna lie.
You at a party?
I am not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro,
let's put this in real perspective now. Outside of Ebony, if it's us and we have our sons Mighty Meta. My son name is Mighty and your son name is Metahuman. Or my son name is Metahuman, your son name is Mighty, right? And we find that both these niggas just have a big ass leader Absolute.
I got questions. I am concerned.
But I'm not going spaz on. I think I'm going to sit you down and be like, hey, brother.
Bro, look, if you got like the little nip, it's cool.
That's
like,
fine,
all right,
nip.
All right.
We can nip that in the bud.
Yeah, we can nip it in the bud. But nigga, you talking about a whole bottle
of big ass leader, bro? Nigga, what's happening?
Like, are you a brand ambassador? Like, why do you have this?
Did you steal this? I prefer if you just stole this and wasn't drinking it. Like you just stole it for like a party.
This is bro. That's a lot of alcohol. Yeah. Like, what are you going through at school? Like,
so she goes.
Is it the rock? Is it the rocks?
So she goes Tyler Perry mode on her on our son from Stranger Things.
So, she finds out because he has bruises or whatever. And there's like, she's like, why are you bleeding? He's like, the daughter, Shantae, was like, the corner boys, they was fucking with him. Blah. So she goes over there. And honestly, in that moment, I felt like she was channeling like Rough Rider Eve, like classic Eve. Cause she went over there on her Philly shit. She went over there. She did no holds barred, stomped this nigga out.
I didn't see Eve. I see her walking to the block. I see Beanie Siegel. I said, "Oh, she's gonna kill this kid." I'm not gonna lie. The second the daughter said it's the corner boys, and then she had that look in her eyes. I looked at the son. He said, "Yo, ma, chill." And then she just walked over there. I said, "Oh, she's gonna actually probably stab one of these children."
She smoked that nigga's boots.
I didn't expect anything good out of her. I did expect her to hit a child, and she did.
And she did.
And I was like, "Yes, sir."
And what made what?
I was like, "Yes, sir."
What made this shit even funnier to me is after she knocked this nigga out, she literally told him, "Yo, go get your mom. I'll knock that hoe out too, nigga." And then the other boy was just like, he ain't really, shut the fuck up, nigga.
I love that shit.
I was like,
I love it. I loved it.
I was like, all right, maybe she's redeemed.
I will say though. Let's take points away from Lee Daniels because them YNs would have pulled up with those switches.
Them niggas would have clapped up. They would have clapped up. This is why I keep saying there's certain parts of this movie where reality and fantasy they split.
I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, niggas in the hood, niggas respect their elders until you go too fucking far.
Not like that.
Not like that. You're not gonna run up on my young man.
He probably had.
You're not gonna run up on my young man's, smoke this nigga's boots,
or
then curse me out.
Or I was expecting at some point her son to get shot.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Like in that moment when it happened, I was just like, damn. That little nigga from Stranger Things is finna meet the Lord.
He's gonna be
delivered. He's delivered. I was like, oh, Deliverance. I get the title of the movie.
I get it now.
They're gonna be at his funeral after the young nigga switch cheese and shit with the switches and the drums, and it's over for him. They're gonna hit him with the stick, and it's gonna be done.
Yo, for real.
But yeah, she go beat their ass.
That literally happens, and it feels like incomplete story because there's no follow up to that. So they just gonna leave him alone.
I guess
young niggas from Philly just gonna leave him alone now.
I guess they did.
Because your young moms, it's not even like she was like an older type moms where it's just like, I can't hit her. Like she not from, that's not part of the code. We can't beat up like an old lady. She young as fuck, nigga. She could have got popped.
And even, I don't know. Whatever. All right, let's move on.
Anyway.
She beat the shit out that nigga. Go back home.
Yeah, she goes back home. And this is where things get funny for me because I'm one of those people, I like to watch shows with closed caption on. It's fun for me, especially like anime. I always have the closed caption on, so like everything has closed caption. So the next scene, I'm watching the film, and I hear Dre talking, and you see him having a conversation with the closed caption, and then we go to the backyard, and it's him on the swings by himself, just having a full-blown conversation
like somebody next to him.
And it's just like, what the fuck is going on now? It's like this. Dre counter weird shit too. This is my second time. This nigga's just doing some weird shit out of nowhere. Again,
no one saying anything.
Probably for me, he might be the star of the film because he ate all his scenes.
He was going crazy.
He was going crazy. You know what I mean? So he's sitting there, and that's why I said, like, in my notes, if y'all do watch this, please watch this with closed caption on, because they actually gave him a dialogue. It wasn't like he was just mumbling to himself. He was actually saying shit, which made the shit funnier. So anyway, my next, because again, they don't really cover this. It's just like the monsters go inside or some shit like that. Go help your grandmoms or some shit.
Yeah,
just blows the shit off. My next note is literally Ebony is broke. Can relate. Like literally. It's literally my next note, because what makes the shit funny is she's having a conversation with Shantae, and she's trying to do that parent shit. We're just like, yo, I know I'm broke, and I don't want to say that I'm broke because you my kid. Yeah. But yo, how about instead of we do this,
we do this instead? Yeah.
Because she was just like, yo, how about we wait on the big crazy party until, you know, your dad comes through, and we do like a little thing at the crib. And she was just like, yo, well, what about my phone? Girl, they always making phones. You good?
When she said they always making phones, I knew she was popped. I was like, she's done. She's finished. I said she's cooked.
I've never
financially.
I've never heard a person just be like, yo, they always making phones, bro. You don't gotta get it now. You acting like they gonna stop making phones, nigga. It's a lucrative business, my nigga.
Always making phones. It's so crazy. And you know what's crazy about that also is Ebony is such a piece of shit.
Yo,
like in this movie,
even the way she delivered it was mad.
When she said it, in my mind, I'm like, this is not even like I'm trying to surprise you with a phone type of thing. No, this is like yo, I'm trying to convince you to like,
and I gotta convince
please, we not just doing say that. You don't want the phone so I can like have money to pay rent.
Just
like
pay the mortgage, my nigga.
And I was just like, damn, she kind of coercing her kids into being a part of it. But like, I get it. There's sacrifices,
but like,
that
damn,
shit.
Land the plane a little lighter.
But also, but I also love her, like, her delivery of just like, yo, like, one thing I tell you about Ebony, man, she'll come to you for help and make it seem like you're bothering her.
Yes.
Like, that's her whole shit.
Yes.
Like, she'll go to you and make it seem like you're bothering her. Like, and I feel like that was like such a plus for like her character.
Honestly,
like,
and you know what? This was probably the first scene that it felt like they set up, because literally they showed her the night before in the kitchen, like while the kids was asleep, going through the bills, trying to figure shit out. You know what I mean? She was trying to do today's mathematics, and it said she broke.
So she's broke. It said she ain't got it.
She ain't got it. So like, I did enjoy that scene. And I think again, y'all gonna see, like, when you watch this movie and like throughout the rest of this podcast, there's certain like things that they talk about in the film that are like real life. In that moment, that's a real life thing.
That's real.
But here's where they throw the fantasy part in for me. Is she's having this conversation while her white mother is putting her weave in for her. It's just like, what are we doing right now?
It was like, oh, okay, I guess she's an ally. I guess she's not racist because she could do weave.
The part that blew my mind the most, especially if you're black and you're watching this and you have women in your life, is she does the like lean her head up shit, nigga. I was like, okay, Lee Daniels, you paid real close attention with that one, buddy.
That
like,
nigga a funny nigga for that one.
Attention to details. That was. I was like, did you just had this white woman raise her head so she knows, like, yo, keep your head still. I'm trying to put the fucking weave in, my nigga. That part was fucking hilarious to me. It was so understated in the moment, but it's loud as fuck when you watch it.
It's funny as fuck. This nigga, I don't know.
Yo, funny as shit.
That scene was hilarious to me. Yes. I just like kind of scanned over it because of how ridiculous the movie has been at this point. Only through family drama. I was just like, yo, this is such a ridiculous fucking movie. And like, all this shit was happening. She beat the shit out that kid for her son. She found the absolute, like, a Russian mobster, like, went crazy. She
John Wick villain, nigga.
She popped her son in the mouth for saying that, like, the shit was what, like too garlicky.
And then she like just trying to convince her daughter, like, you don't even need a party for your birthday. Why you need parties for birthdays? Why we gotta even celebrate birthdays?
Like, she see her son talking to herself, she's like, get your ass in the house, nigga. Don't even like crazy question nothing of that shit. Like, what the fuck, gang? Like,
it's bad shit going on in this movie, bro. And what makes that fucking hilarious for me, because after, she storms off, because Tay's on the top step, and she's like, where you going? I'm tired of being broke. And I was like, yo, girl, same.
Same. Yo, same, girl.
Same. Hey, listen, same.
Look.
It's start a podcast, yo. Maybe you get a Patreon, like people support what you do. Know what I mean?
That's a fact.
So yeah, she storms off, and I get it because this is the part of the movie where I felt like he paid attention to like little details because you understand she's mad about the phone because her phone got a cracked screen on her phone, right? So she's like texting her dad or whatever on her cracked phone or whatever. And she's like, damn, I just want especially as a kid. Kids pick on other kids for the smallest thing.
Yo, you
like
just
as an adult, you don't give a fuck about your cracks. But as a kid, it's like
they just want to be updated. They
exactly. So she don't want to look stupid in front of just
friends.
other kids. Yeah, her friends and just like the school in general,
right.
Especially at that age. So like I get that. You know what I mean? So at that moment, after all that shit happens, I'm thinking to myself because I wrote because I have all my notes in like bulletins, right?
Yeah.
But this part is just not in bulletins. I was just thinking about ghosts at this point, and I was just like, yo, like why do ghosts hunt broke niggas? Like, like what are we doing? Like, you part of the capitalistic society, my nigga. Like, you not even helping us, bro. Like, you could go scare the rich, my nigga. Like, you could scare these niggas into making STEM programs for the inner city. Why you, bro? I just told my kid I don't got it. Why you fucking with me? I don't have anything to give you. Like, why are you mad at me?
Yo, I'll tell you one thing about demons, man. Them niggas thrive off negativity. And we watched that movie since the beginning and seen that negativity just brewing the entire time. Yo, the grandma, the mom, the way she treat her son, the corner boys being on the son, the daughter can't get an iPhone, this little nigga talking to people and drinking milk in the middle of the night. Nigga, this is negativity time. Yo, the demons was like, well, I could taste this negativity in the air, nigga. Ooh, we coming up.
Where the fucking positive go? Where's the niggas when I'm dealing with seasonal depression? It's like, yo, think highly of yourself,
watch
King.
Scooby-Doo, nigga. Watch Scooby-Doo for that shit, nigga. We are watching Lee Daniels and the Deliverance, nigga. Come on, man. Come on, dude.
I ain't like them ghosts, bro. I ain't like
them
that
ghosts
shit.
Them ghosts is racist. This is racial ghosts.
Yeah, I don't like
racial
that shit, bro.
demons.
I don't like that shit. That shit was bugging.
We already suffering,
out,
nigga. We can't leave us alone.
You holding me. You like the government, my nigga. Why you holding me down? Why you holding me? You a ghost. You know my whole shit.
But
like,
also,
you know I'm broke. My kids. I think my kids is alcoholics. They getting fucked up in the street.
I do got a theory, but we gonna have to. I got a theory in a bar about why this is happening to them specifically.
Okay.
But let's continue.
All right. So we find out Berta, which is Glen Close character, she has like cancer.
Yeah.
Because, I thought it was her hair at first. Know what I mean? But we find out she's basically like, you know what happens when people take chemo and stuff like that. So, she's like trying on different wigs. And I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? Then we find out she trying to get cute for her chemotherapy.
Okay.
And then I'm like, okay, she's laying there. And I thought, honestly, in that moment while watching it, I was like, yo, where was the costume department? Like, did they forget to have shut titty out? Why?
Yeah,
what's going on?
What's going on here?
Whole time, a black man comes in and it's fucking Omar Epps, y'all. And I was like, damn, they got him.
Hold on, but here's my favorite part. I'm also watching in closed caption, right? And then, out of nowhere, you just hear in the background.
Yes.
Look at this white bitch.
Yes.
Out here with her fucking titties out. I was fucking crying because, in my head, I thought what Dennis thought. I'm like, yo, damn, why her titties out? I was like, why she got her titties out? Then my ass come, he like, yeah, what's up? She like, ooh, I need help. And then he just like, yeah, all right, girl, after this, girl.
Like, yo, why I don't got your number?
Man,
why I don't got your number?
Swirling,
and he was just like, yo, I'll give you my number after
this.
Yo, just,
I'm like,
just meet me outside. I was like, all right. I was like, all right, Lee. Like, what does this guy do?
I was like, I get it, man. She likes black guys.
Yeah,
man.
I get it.
I fucking got it when she had a black daughter, nigga, named Ebony.
Yeah.
I understood. I feel like you are laying it on way too thick right now, bro. Relax. Yeah.
So anyway, she's like fucking wilding with this nigga, and we literally get just like he said, the black people in the background. She cursed them niggas out. And in that moment, I was like, hey, wait a minute, white woman. But then I thought, nah, she a hood white chick. She would probably do that. She probably would do that shit. She do that shit. She would do that.
Y'all bitches hating. I said, you know what? They was, though.
Yeah, they were. They were.
But
they
like
were.
they was
still.
kind of hating rightfully because
Yeah,
why your titties out
right,
in the
rightfully
cancer
hating.
place?
Like, yo,
we
why?
in the cancer spot, nigga.
Yo,
What you
you're
trying
fucking
to
wildin'.
catch,
Like,
niggas?
yo.
What's happening? It's sad in here, nigga. Like, I'm not even trying to diss like that because fuck cancer and like I hope everybody who ever has to go through chemo like gets through it. And I'm not saying don't have the time of your life. Just don't be super freaky in the cancer spot, bro. Like I don't know.
We get chemo, bro. Like what are you doing right now?
Also, I don't know the culture. I can't say anything. Like
True.
maybe
Listen.
I do want to get freaky in the cancer spot,
Hey,
and that would
we
make
don't know.
mad sense if
That's
that's
true. That would be the spot.
truth. If
Know what I
that's
mean?
the law. If that's
You said
okay.
the law.
No, because if it's okay there, then I guess it's okay. But like Lee Daniels obviously made it not okay because the shorties was upset about that shit. Yo, and even you could tell even all my others like after this, come on, relax,
Yeah, chill out,
hold
it
out
down.
a little bit.
Down.
Like I would give
Hold
it,
it
I'm gonna
down.
give it to you, but you're wilding. I work here. HR will call me.
Oh. So anyway, so we move on, and what makes the next part funny? Well, not funny. It's the first real emotional beat in the movie that wasn't funny at all, right? Because after she goes through her chemo or whatever, she's like leaving, and the nurse stops her and was just talking about the payments or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, yo, my Medicaid got it," and she was like, "Yo, your Medicaid hasn't paid for that shit in like over a year, Rue." And she was like, "Yo, so how the fuck will y'all get payments? Like, I'm still coming here." She was like, "Yo, your daughter's been paying."
You say your daughter got you,
and she's like, "Oh shit." And then it kind of makes it. This is the first like for real scene where it feels like they kind of ground Ebony in the sense of she's a fucked up person doing all this crazy shit, but she cares underneath all of that.
That's also why she broke.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it makes sense why she's
like,
broke.
I'm
she's
feeling empathy towards her now.
Yeah, it was like, oh
building.
Shit.
They're building towards Ebony's redemption and her actually showing decency in a way that's just not like a violent alcoholic, rage-filled monster.
Exactly. So,
and then immediately Lee Daniels hits the Medea Tyler Perry approach on us. Oh my God. So they get to the crib.
Yes.
Right? And like they see each other. And Glen Close is like, "You've been paying for my chemo." And then Ebony is like, "Get the fuck out of my face about this shit." Yo, I was just like, yo, what the fuck?
She was like, yo, hold on.
But she was like, no. Before she, no. Before, I'm not even going to put this on Ebony because before she says that, like, Ebony's like, well, what? What are you going to say? You going to fucking tell me I shouldn't have fucking did it? Right? And then Glen Close just goes, "I don't know what to say." And I was just like, what do you mean you don't know what to say? Just say thank you, right? And then Ebony goes, "Finally, get the fuck out my face about this shit." Like, and in my head, I'm just like, you guys are the worst at communicating. Bro, I've never seen two people who are the same person, but clash just so much.
Is this what a mixed household is like? I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not familiar.
I don't know. Maybe that's why Logic tells you biracial all the fucking time. Maybe I understand Logic a little bit more. Maybe this is turmoil, nigga. This is fucking crazy. Like, there's no way that
oh my God.
You pay for your parents' chemo, right? They come to the crib, they go, "Yo, you been paying for my chemo?" You like, okay, and right? And then they're just like, "I don't know what to say." And they yell like, "Get the fuck out of my face."
And
like,
this is why racism is going to take a very long time to disappear. If you and your white mama can't get along, my nigga, how are me and Jack and Tom going to figure some shit out, bro? Like we going to be at odds for a very long time, bro.
That shit. If y'all get mad at each other for doing good things,
hey,
that shit
we are cooked.
We're cooked,
bro.
We're fucking cooked. But yeah.
All right. So here's what was funny to me, because just like you said, she did come home. She got tore up with her Russian friends off Absolute. She came home, she was fucked up.
She was fucking lit with her Russian home, with the Russian side of her family.
Nigga. So now we get the scene where like my son Nate, Stranger Things, confronts her because he had money.
Yeah.
And his money's missing. His nigga's been saving up. He's like, "Yo, where the fuck is
she
my
found
money?"
a stack.
Yeah, she found a stack.
She's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Came up, So she takes this nigga's money. And, you know, he's a pretty good actor. So, you know, in that scene where he's just like, yo, I don't want to be here no more. I'm trying to move out. Like,
That's the money Dad be giving me.
Yo, this is the money he be giving me. I'm trying to go anywhere but here, bro. Like, I'm trying to leave. And you can see, like, she's just not equipped because she wasn't taught, like, because of her mom, that she's not equipped to, like, handle a moment like this. So you can, like, in that moment, it felt like she did a good job of showing that I am not equipped to have this type of emotional beat with my kid because I can't even have a conversation with my mom. Like, I don't even know how we supposed to do this right now.
Also, they also did a good, I will say, and this is me giving credit to, I guess, the writing.
Mm-hmm.
They did show a side of her that beyond alcohol or beyond like being filled with rage and beyond like snapping quick, that she can understand the gravity of something when it comes to people she actually cares about. Because him saying like he wanted to leave, she really understood in that moment what that would mean if the most responsible person in the house actually left.
Facts.
So like I was like, damn, this is pretty good.
So and then they follow that scene with another reality scene, and I feel like this is something just most people could kind of relate to in a way where like I think she struck him, like she pushed him or whatever.
Yeah.
And he pushed her back and she fell on her ass. Now, one, it's not funny to be putting your hands on anybody. But two,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
I'm
only laughing at the movie. I'm laughing at the movie.
But here's the reality and the law of the land. Them young boys eventually become grown men and they get grown men's strength. So when you push a young nigga, you still thinking like, yo, I carried this nigga for 9 months. Like, this is my son. He got a little strength to him. So when he knocked her down, even in that moment, I was like, oh shit.
I was like, what the fuck?
Hey, I mean, like literally it was just a reaction on his part. But I just meant in the terms of she thinking she could bully him.
Yeah.
Not knowing, yo, this nigga is going through puberty.
He's getting older.
He's getting stronger, my nigga. He's getting stronger. He's going to get taller than you. Like you're going to be on the outs of this situation. And it reminds me of like One Piece with Zoro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With like the girl who like he was competing with or whatever.
The strength.
Yeah. Exactly. She brought that up. It was the same thing in that moment. I was like, all right, Lee Daniels, you got one with that. So like, because even then when he did that, he then reverted back to being a kid.
He was like,
oh shit.
He understood he fucked up.
I literally just hit my mom.
And he understood he fucked up. And he's a good kid, actually.
Exactly. Because he's a good, responsible kid. So I did enjoy that moment of them showing like, yo, don't put your fucking hands on me because I am strong. Like I'm getting stronger. But at the same time, it's like, oh shit, I'm still a kid. Like, what am I doing? Now, I mean, still having that fear of your fucking elder, nigga. So, yeah, so we get that scene. These niggas start fighting. And then Dre runs into the room and he tries to like break them up. She knocks that little nigga over like Snoop did like the pillow fort in Baby Boy.
Nigga also like ran into like a bat and slipped on that bitch. And then like
and he's just on the floor. And she's just like, oh my God. And then like Nate is like, yo, this is why I'm trying to leave. Like, I'm not trying to be here, bro.
He was like, he said, good fucking job.
Yeah.
Mom of the fucking year.
Yeah. Yo, when kids start talking like that,
you are cooked, man. Yo, no. He cooked her. He was like, mom of the fucking year.
I was like, this is where reality and fiction splits again, because this is a mixed household. Because that was not going to get off.
Also, let's be real.
Hey,
he walked past a mom of the fucking year to his drunk ass rage-filled mother, and she gonna whoop his ass. She don't even care if the other get hurt. Hey, she gonna hurt you now. That shit is crazy. Oh man, that shit is nuts.
So anyway,
but also, just in that moment, it was like I get the dramatics of the movie.
I get it. So I didn't really hold that against them. They did a pretty good job with that scene or whatever. So so like later on, she does apologize to Nate and she gives him his money back. You know what I mean? Because she was in the wrong, my nigga. Like, why are you just taking my fucking money? Like, you don't know. Like, I've been saving this shit. So she gives him his money back. So it was, again, like he said, they're slowly showing her like very small.
She could be better.
She could be better, and she knows it.
And then right in the next scene.
It's like a roller coaster, bro.
Right in the next scene.
So here comes the Tyler Perry shit for me. Because the introduction.
Oh my God.
The introduction of Cynthia was mad dramatic for no reason.
I'm not gonna lie. Before Cynthia came, it was an upward trajectory of Ebony. Specifically Ebony.
Yes.
Like it was like
her
oh
character
shit.
was like,
Remember when I said earlier you can hold on to like how specific characters are? Like at this point you had to let go because you're like, oh, she's rising up a little bit, right?
And enter Monique, nigga.
Pull up Monique playing Monique.
Yeah, dead ass. Because it was just like everything about that scene, and I take nothing away from Monique because she went crazy. Great she also actress. Went crazy. But in that introduction scene, I was like, this was so Tyler Perry. Bro.
This is the Tyler Perry shit.
Like they gave me the dramatic music. She pulled up in her tight little dress, little cute shit on.
Before that, we get the most racial scene of all time. The most racial and like almost worst parenting you've seen in like a very fucking long time. Like basically what happens is we get back to low key the supernatural shit, right? Because like she's in the backyard with the kids and she's asking
the pest control nigga.
No. She asked the daughter about the father, right?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So the daughter, like, she said something slick, something not too crazy slick. She's like, "Watch it, bitch," and I'm like, "Whoa! Wasn't you just getting better as a parent? Yeah. What just happened just now, right?" She's like, "Watch it, bitch."
At any time.
Anyway, she like, yeah, and it fucking stink in the goddamn basement, so we gonna have to call pest control because the landlord is not doing nothing. And
he's just like,
it's an Asian guy. Keep that in your mind, right?
Yo,
he's like, yo,
I know exactly what he's got.
He's like, yo, y'all got a dead cat in y'all fucking basement,
and it's $60.
And it's $60 to get rid of it.
Got it.
She go, yo, I don't got it. I'm pop. Hit the fucking landlord. He's like, yo. Either that or I throw that shit back down there, right? So he talks. He talks a little crazy.
Yeah, he does.
He did talk a little crazy just now. You're not supposed to really talk like that, but she was also talking a little crazy. So
you got to match energies,
right? So he was like, "I'll throw the shit back down there." He didn't say I'll throw it at you. He said I'll throw it back down there if I don't get my money.
And Nate was like, "All right, hold on." Nate
said, "Yo,
I got it.
Mom,
we had a moment last night. We fixed this shit.
He said, "Yo, Mom, don't worry.
I got it.
I'ma stay." Because, like, she said, I need you the night before. I don't know if that was said, but she was like, yo, I need you to stay here because, like, this is important. I can't do this alone.
Right.
Boom. He understands his role. He understands who he is. He's like, boom, I got you, Ma. I'm going to pay for it. And then he tells the Asian guy, like, yo, chill. Stay right here.
Like, I'm going to go
guy,
get it.
like, I'm gonna go get the bread. He goes upstairs to go get the money, and he looks out his window, and he sees an Escalade.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck is that? And then he sees who's in the Escalade. He goes, oh, shit. Because they're used to this, right?
Yes.
Boom. So he comes down, gives the $60 to the guy. Mm-hmm. The guy is leaving with the rat. Oh, the cat. And Ebony says, why don't you take that shit home and fry it up in some soy sauce?
Oh my God.
To the Asian pest control guy who's holding a cat. And I was watching that movie with one of my homies, and we both, and I paused it, and we both looked at each other in silence for like 10 minutes. I'm not even joking. We didn't say anything. We just paused it and looked at each other like, bro, is this, he wrote that for real in 2024? Like, for real? And
this nigga think he Tarantino getting off the racism, bro. Like, he just, like, that's literally what happened. Like, this nigga really thought he was Tarantino with the racism.
So that is, and that was long-winded, but that was how we got to the Tyler Perry part.
Yes.
Of the, like, right after a real serious family moment. We got real Tyler Perry real quick with the racials and then Monique. And then he goes to the mom, like, Mom, I gotta tell you something. Then we see flashing Cynthia in the car. Get your ass.
So this is where things get like kind of ridiculous. Because I was like, yo, why is she on this type of timing with her? Like, she going crazy. She came in and it was just like the worst fucking timing, bro. Because one, we got Dre hurled over because he just fell on the bat the night before.
Yeah, he fucked up.
I mean, the daughter got marks on her arms.
He got a bruise on her
arm. And it's just like, yo, like, you couldn't have picked a worse fucking time to show up to the crib. Like, why you ain't show up yesterday when I paid for my mom's fucking chemo? Like, when I look good. Like, you can't. Ass. Every bad thing I did, you showed up in display today. Right now. Like, I look like terrible right now.
She lucky she wasn't standing in the back when she said the soy sauce shit to the pest guy, man.
She was going
But
fucking crazy.
also, I feel like that is also a little problem that I had with this script sometimes because I feel like, yeah, there's peaks and valleys, but I feel like some of the peaks and valleys were way too like obvious to see. Like, I feel like the second like she went racial with that guy and she was like acting up towards the dude, I was like, oh, this is the part where they like she didn't learn her lesson. We gotta like not fuck with her. Right. And then immediately Cynthia pulls up, and then we're just like, fuck, okay, damn, there's reasons.
So yeah, exactly.
They're looking at you crazy.
And even in the moment where like they're in the living room and like she's there and she's like talking and asking the kids different things, the kids even standing up for her, I felt like that was reality because even if they were getting abused, the kids would still side with the parent over.
I will also say that looking at your parent before you answer everything looks insane.
It does.
And like that doesn't help your case at all. I get that they're children and they're doing, but like I don't know. It's just, but that's also was good acting on the kids' behalf because the kids really was doing like a should I? And then like she was like, how you hurt your ribs? The playground?
Is that a good answer?
He's like, he looked at some play.
Did I kill that? He was like, yo, did I eat? Yo, Dre
might have been dead as the MVP because he was just like, the playground? The playground, yeah.
Yo, the look he gave her after he said that shit, he was like, yo, I ate that, didn't I? I killed that.
He was like, oh, God.
They about to take my
Cynthia
kids.
on her ass.
Yeah,
but also, we also find out she just fucking moved and didn't tell the officer, like the child officer. Yeah. So now I'm just like, okay, so that makes sense why Monique's on her ass like this, right?
Exactly.
It still got like a lot of like the Tyler Perry parody of like the bad worst timing, like what you said. It was like comical Looney Tunes timing, of like all your kids being hurt in some type of way that maybe wasn't you really abusing them, but like they're all hurt at the same time.
Look crazy.
And you already are under investigation by like this person, and like you just dipped, came back, and now your kids is hurt when I see them. The first time I see them, they're fucking hurt. What the hell? Yeah, you look crazy. So in my mind, I'm just like, yo, she looks the craziest she's ever looked.
Worst timing, bro.
Ever.
So all right, so we get in that scene because to get Cynthia out the house, Bert was there.
Oh
and
God.
Honestly, I would just if I had access to just like the behind the scenes, like because like they usually have like the rack with like everyone's different costume and clothing. Yeah. I want one of just Berta's, and I would have made that the cover for this episode because she comes out in these distressed jeans with her uncooked legs, like
the biggest holes I've ever seen.
White ass legs and these distressed jeans on with the red top.
On like 65% of her outfit, technically, but like it was a full fit.
And it was just like, all right. And she's just giving like Monique mad attitude. And she's just like giving her attitude back. She's like, all right, you got your white mama. I'm gonna leave. I'll be back though, but I'm gonna leave. You got that for now.
Also, she was leaving. She said, she's such a bitch. She said, your mother's a bitch. I was like, oh, in front of your white mama. Oh, I thought you said you punched bitches for less. Oh, I was like, yo, this is the worst, best thing I've ever seen in life. Hey, I was like, hey, man. Hey, Monique gotta cook, man. I don't know.
What makes the whole thing funnier? Because at this point, we're probably like 40 minutes into the movie. I'm like, so where's the
scary shit, right? I forgot that it was a scary movie because, like, for mad long, they went back to the family dynamics, and it was like
we covered
interesting,
everything but that,
and then they started bugging, and then I'm just like, where's the scary shit?
What's going on? So, all right, so we fast forward. Now we're at Tay's birthday party, and shit gets kind of funny for me because you got the first scene, the opening scene of her birthday party is Omar Epps singing to this white woman, bro. Like
singing, goddamn, Barry.
God. Oh my God, to this white, just going off, nigga. And like, all right, so he's singing his heart out. Berta's just taking it in, like, I got this nigga.
Then my little found a way,
which again, this is where like they keep having like just like he said, these peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
Where Ebony gives Tay a brand new phone.
Yeah.
And was like, oh shit. And in that moment, even that
You
moment
like,
was real.
oh, okay. So she
was
was some surprising her.
Exactly. So I was like, even in that moment, it's like, yo, Black Mama found a way, nigga. Like,
not only that, I was
way.
dying at Ebony because even Ebony, she's so bad with emotions and like communicating emotions. She give her the phone. She like, happy birthday. The girl looks at her. She's like, it's not fucking fake.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom, what the fuck? Yo, chill out. Don't project, dude.
You know how popped you gotta be to let a nigga
it's
listen,
not a fucking fake. It's not fake.
It's real.
It's real.
It's a real
I'm
phone.
dead ass telling you it's
happy
real.
Birthday, nigga. Like,
be
happy birthday,
grateful,
bitch.
nigga. What
like,
the fuck, bitch?
Like, yo,
right?
like,
So she give her the phone. We all like, oh, yes, sir. Ebony is back. The valley is going up.
We going up. We going up.
Not even that much later after. Like they Ebony is lit. Ebony is lit. Like Ebony is lit dancing with two niggas lit. Like it was like kind of crazy. Like out of nowhere, she's just mad turned up. And like the Omar Epps is still kind of singing to the grandma, and then Dre pulls up and he's like, I want to sing, right? So now I guess it's freaky time for the adults. So Ebony like, get the fuck out of here, little nigga. You not doing it.
So before that happens, here goes Dre being weird again. This is like number 3. Because we hear like a banging.
Yeah, bomb.
And this nigga's banging his head against the basement door until it's fucking bruises.
So Ebony looking at him,
she's
like,
take
your
little ass upstairs, like, bro. You fucking bugging,
little nigga. The fuck?
I'm trying to get some dick. Go upstairs, please.
Go upstairs, nigga. Please. I'm getting lit, nigga.
So I'm like, yo, this part is real because niggas do be like getting lit at kid parties. They do be getting lit at kid parties.
It be my birthday, but like then I get kicked out at a point. Why am I getting kicked out of my own birthday on my birthday for my birthday party on my birthday? But yeah.
So this is where she starts getting lit. Because before she kicks the kid Dre upstairs, even her friend was like, yo, your kids is weird, bitch.
Kids
like,
is being weird.
What's wrong with these? And she's like, yo, it's mad dickhead tonight. Just go upstairs. Like, I'm trying to get lit.
I'm trying to turn.
We got the absolute, nigga. Like, it's about the...
I just stole his bottle of absolute from my son. Shit, nigga. Right?
So, we getting turned with the niggas.
Right?
Like, so like they start... She starts bugging the fuck out.
She's like twerking so lit, so fat. She's dancing. Okay, can I explain something to you? Do you niggas know what Eiffel Tower is? It sounds insane, don't it? Don't it sound insane? But that's how she was basically dancing with niggas. She was dubbing one nigga and holding another nigga's front. And they was all touching each other.
It looked like an N. It looked like a capital N, nigga.
And then like her mom in the background with Omar Epps. And I'm like, is this a freaky mother-daughter orgy that's about to happen? What is going on here?
So here's where shit is hilarious to me. Because after that happens, and like she's like dropping it low, going crazy or whatever, I'm thinking, oh shit. Like, you know, at first I wasn't judging. I'm like, yo, niggas get lit on Friday nights every day, B. Like, that's it's every week. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then the friend was like, bitch, I gotta go to work. I was like, wait, hold on. Wait, what? I was like, she getting turned like this on a Tuesday? Relax, McConan. What the fuck is wrong with you?
And like, honestly, at that point, I'm looking at the setting. I am thinking of the movie. I'm thinking of like, if you Caribbean, you know what Jumbie hour is. That means like the bewitching hour, if anybody's into witchcraft and shit, which is like around 3-4 a.m.
Facts.
So when her friend is like, yo, I got work in the morning, I'm like, yo, it gotta be like 3-4, right? It gotta be like 3 or 4 in the morning, right? Like almost like the sun is about to come up, technically. And when her friend says it mad adamantly, she's like, bitch, it's dick out here. Let's get lit. And then her friend on some real friend shit is like, bitch, I got a job in the morning, which if I don't fucking do this shit, I'll get fucking fired, nigga. And I hope your drunk ass will wake up tomorrow and fucking wake up. She's like, you got fucking kids. You got to be responsible, right? So then she tried to go like, you fucking stink, bitch. And then she like, bitch, your nigga will get me out. Because she a booster also. I forgot to say that. Her friend is a booster. But anyway, her friend leave. She's turned up still.
Bro. And just to throw this in before he continues, because I wrote this down in my notes. I'm going to read it to y'all exactly as I fucking wrote the shit. Even her white mama and her bad white nameplate necklace and skinny brow ass was embarrassed.
Yo,
like,
dead
her
ass.
mom was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?"
I'm saying, but that's what I was like. At first, I was like, "Is this gonna be freaky?" But then I seen how her mom was reacting, and then I seen even her mom like with Omar Epps, who she could have got freaky with. She was like kind of reserved, like you know.
And even he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna see you tomorrow."
Yeah,
you gonna see me tomorrow. I gotta go deal with this shit.
And then she comes back into the crib, and you could talk about it. This because this shit kind of went left.
This is where things start. Yeah, things start.
This is when you go, oh shit, this is what this movie's about.
Exactly. After about 50 minutes in,
like a whole almost hour, like
we finally start getting to the actual movie. So first she passes out drinking, mood. Know what I mean? Just passing your bed, passing on your bed
with two niggas in front of her mom. That's kind of crazy. But
I had a long night. Know what I mean? So she passes out or whatever, and she gets woken up because she hears banging again with this fucking banging. And like I said earlier, she did send Dre to bed because this nigga's just been mad weird. This nigga was just staring at the wall.
Yeah, he was staring at the wall at some part
in the corner. And she was like, "Hey man,
she's like, Dre, stop it." He was like, "I'm scared." He said, "Get your ass upstairs, nigga."
Being weird.
She said, "I'm not scared. I'm trying to get dick tonight."
Exactly.
I ain't scared. I be listening to Lil Kim.
Deep cut. Know what I mean? So yeah. So this nigga's getting scared. She does not give a fuck. Know what I mean? But like she goes upstairs because she hears the banging. She goes, she's like calling Dre, she's calling the kids. What the fuck y'all niggas doing? I was trying to sleep. She goes into their room, and that's the first time like she seemed like menacing. But she goes into the room, and she just closes the door. We don't get to see what happens.
We just
hear, know that we hear mad shit. We hear Omar Epps, like I said earlier, leaving downstairs like, "Yo, I'm gonna shoot tomorrow. Tomorrow." And then you just see Berta look up like, "What the fuck?"
She hear banging, and the kids are fucking terrified.
Exactly.
And she's on the floor like frozen. And so she opens the door and is like, "What the fuck happened here?" And the kids are like huddled up together in the corner. And then Dre's like, she threw me. Yeah, because she was just like, "Yo, what happened?" She was like, I don't know. Like I just. And then you see like a crack in the wall because that was the first scene where they showed the painting that her and Dre did. Yeah. And it's just like a crack in the wall, and she's like looking over the kids, and they're terrified of her. Yeah, OD. And that's when, just like he said, like they asked, and she was just like, Berta asked, and she was like, "Yo, she threw us into the wall." She's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And it was just like, "Oh, so we finally get into the movie now." Like, I don't remember. She's like, "Yo, get out, like leave." She's like, "Get the fuck out." And in that moment, I was like, "Berta's correct. Please correct, leave." But at the same time, how the fuck you telling me to get out of my own house, nigga? Like, but also, what's happening? Like, that's what I was more like, what's happening? Because even with the like when Dre, I know, but even when Dre was like, she threw us into the wall, he seemed to have, I don't know if you peeped, but he seemed to have snapped out of the fear that everybody was in. Remember, they was all shook, and then he snaps out, and then he goes, She threw us into the wall. And then I was just like, what the fuck? What just happened to him? Why he just did that? That was weird. That's another Dre weird counter. Yes. One thing I want to definitely bring up about Dre is how many moments he has like that. Yeah. Where like everyone else is like freaked out and he's chill, pretty calm, cool, collected. At first he was mad scared, but then he like when the grandma asked and they was all like, I don't know. Then Dre was like, well, she threw us into the wall. And I was just like, he kind of snapped out of that shit kind of to just say that. Exactly. And I thought it was out of character, but he's also been acting out of character, so it's hard to gauge. Yeah, you can't differentiate. Is it him or is it like being possessed? Whatever. So anyway, now the crazy is spreading. Because now we kind of starting to get to the meat and potatoes. Yeah, now we're like, what the fuck? We at the school, and it started off simple. You know what I mean? Like we get Dre, and he's just like, "Here's the bathroom," and his teacher's like, "All right, go ahead." And this nigga starts pulling his pants down. And then in the same scene, we also get Nate with his teacher, and she's talking about cancer and AIDS and shit. Dying of AIDS, and then he starts dying, like straight up Joker laughing. So and she comes over and is like, "Yo, you think it's funny? Like I lost my brother." What? He's like belly up laughing. And then in the most confusing part of this 3-part scene is we get Shantae, who is a part. She's in her choir or whatever, and they're on stage or whatever, and she whispers, I guess, to the tenor, like the main nigga, and like he's just like, "Huh?" And then you literally see like the blood running down her leg, and everyone like freaks out. She like has her period, right? So that was a confusing part for me because I know exactly what he wants to say, and I'll just get this out so he can like kind of ISO. Is literally, bro, like what was
she's a teenager. Like she's going through puberty. Like with that part of the 3-part scene of like the kid, like Dre throwing shit. And then you got the other one like laughing at everything, like maniacally laughing, and she just kind of has her period. Like, why is that demonic?
So then the mom gets the call, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she gets the call to go to school because she's like, all 3 of my kids was acting up. And the second she said that, I said, because I have a timeline of those 3 things happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the timeline is Dre ate shit and also threw it at his teacher. That's the most extreme.
Yes.
That's the most extreme out of all of them. That's like
easily
mad crazy. And he's been exhibiting a lot of weird behavior before. So
that
we gotta like isolate on that.
Yes.
Stranger Things homie laughing at AIDS, HIV, could be possessed, could be an asshole.
Yes.
I was thinking about like the angle. Could be possessed, could be an asshole, but they was also going through shit.
But
so
he was also the most responsible.
But he's also the most responsible one. So he probably was going through psychosis and a lot of stress and shit. Or he probably was also possessed because they're going through like a lot of shit. Because a lot of crazy shit happened to these people. So
Facts.
He's possessed. I was like, that's believable as well. Shorty getting her period well, maybe it's because it happened at the same time those 2 other things happened, but I think that's like not something you should yell at your child about. Like your daughter got her period during choir. That wasn't her choice.
No, she smeared it on niggas.
Like if she was like throwing it at people and shit, like I get that. But also I like that Lee Daniels didn't do that because I would have been kind of upset. I would have been like, this is a lot. Right? I'm sure this didn't happen, right? But it's all 3 of those things are actually believable to have happened on the same day. I just also don't think these kids like converge together to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm speculating and making jokes, but I don't think they converge together like, oh, let's all wild out.
Let's just all bug out. Yeah.
Because even the period, how the fuck you plan that?
Exactly.
Like, so all 3 of those things did happen. It was very fucking weird. But immediately Ebony, knowing Ebony, she just is like, these niggas is acting out.
And I feel like that was the part where, because there's another part, but that part for me is where I felt like the writing was a little shoddy. Because even in real life, if weird shit's been happening in your house, one of your kids, like weird shit's been happening, and then you just get a call where all 3 of your kids in different parts of the school just all acting out at the exact same time, you not concerned?
You're not like, gonna think like maybe you're not like, hey, bro. Happening.
Even if you didn't think like demons, so you just, hey man, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
like,
what the hell is
you gotta start piecing some shit
weird.
together. We gotta
like,
piece this shit together because
this might be outside of their behavior.
Exactly. Left that shit alone. So immediately the kids are put through like psych evals because they were just like, one of these niggas gotta be crazy or all 3. Something's going on with them. So they get psych evals, and then turns out that they're fine. But in that moment, that's where she was just like, hey man, something's wrong with my kids. You can't just give these niggas a quick psych eval and be like, no, these little niggas is bad crazy.
That
nigga.
was the part that kind of fucking got me tight. Because I'm like, yo, I know that like maybe in your mind you want to think like your kids are just crazy and it's not you just being a bad parent and like they're probably acting out because you're a bad parent. But that level of delusion to be like professionals are telling you, like, no, your kids are fine. And you're like, you gotta check them again.
Check them again,
motherfuckers.
Run another test.
This nigga ain't shit. I remember she actually said that to the professional.
That's how I felt.
Which is real. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this nigga ain't shit. Like, I do get that.
Hey, run the test back. Spin the block on that test.
But she's getting mad professionals being like, nah, your kids is good. Like, your kids is
something else.
Fine.
It's something else.
Gotta be something else.
She's like, nah, run that back. And then Berta was just like, hey man, like you embarrassing me in front of the other white people. And she's like, hey man, the fuck.
But also she was also high key while Berta is not in any type of parental right.
She's not.
Any type of parental right.
She's not.
She was a lot right in those times where she gave her advice. And she paid for it because she wasn't a good parent. You get what I'm saying? So it was like in that moment, it was the joke of like, you embarrass me in front of other white people, but it was also you're going to make yourself look crazy and they're going to take your kids from you.
Exactly.
And like,
it felt like she was treated as the wrong messenger with the right message.
With the right message.
Even though
she was though.
Yeah. because she wasn't wrong in anything she said. It's just, like her Ebony's animosity towards her and her growing up. It's hard for her to accept that.
And that's true, and that's real.
Now, and that's real. That's a real thing.
Mad real.
So they do have that scene where they're literally discussing, and she's just, and all of her replies to Berta was just like, well, where you think I learned it from? You wasn't no good mom. And she was just like, yo, hey, look, I fucked up. I know I fucked up. I was a bad parent. I've gotten older. I got right with Jesus, blah, blah, blah. I'm just trying to help. And she didn't want that help because she never got over that pain of her childhood. Know what I mean? So even in these moments, they kind of felt like they were trying to humanize her. And it's like, hey, she's a fucked up person, but there was a reason. And she hasn't gotten over that hump yet. So just try to stick with her, y'all. Just ride it out with her.
Please stick with her.
Exactly. So what made that scene funny for me is I literally wrote yo, talking to your mom crazy, but she a white mom, so maybe? Get it? I don't know.
I mean, honestly, every time Ebony talked crazy to her mother, I said verbally out loud, that's her white side.
Because I was verbally conflicted because I was like, damn, you shouldn't be telling your moms like that, but that's your white mom, so I don't know. Maybe
that's her white side.
That's
how white side talk to her white mom.
That's how y'all slot over there. I don't know. I can't speak for
y'all.
I
don't know, bro. I was just saying that they dynamic is really a white dynamic because
it really is very.
We not really talking to our parents crazy like that. So no
matter
how bad our parents did.
I ain't never seen that. So
say, hey, fuck it. And it wasn't healthy. So I was just like, I was like, y'all trying to say that this is the worst type of open dialogue niggas can ever have as a mother and daughter.
Exactly.
But yeah.
All right. So crazy scene, but I expected it. We got a shot of because this is this felt kind of like a movie trope, like a scary movie trope. So we get the scene and it starts off with Nate in the bed, just kind of staring into the camera, just like he's just staring into space, basically. Mm. And in that same scene, we also have Eb giving Dre a bath, which is normal, a little kid, whatever. Cool. She gets a call. She hears her phone ringing. She's calling out to Berta, yo, answer my phone, answer my phone. Not answering the phone because she's not talking to this bitch right now. Yeah. We just had problems earlier. I want to too. Yeah. Putting up my little Jesus cross right now. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
She goes downstairs. She gets her phone. She's like, damn, bitch, you ain't hear my fucking phone ringing? She's like, listen, I'm safe. I'm not dealing with this shit right now. And she went to pull her little cross down or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't touch that shit. And she was like, see, that's the mom I know. That's the mom I know. That's the abusive lady I know. And it's yo,
just
you are so
egging
hurt.
her on. She's so hurt.
You need to heal. So anyway, they have that scene going on. And then you see her coming upstairs. And then all of a sudden, it's Nate in the bathroom choking the shit out of
drowning in the tub.
It's
you what the fuck, bro?
What? So I'm finally, an hour and 10 minutes into the movie, we get to the shit.
Getting weird shit.
We get to
the shit. So she pull him off, and he whoa, what the fuck?
So even in her pulling him off, you can see her struggle to pull him off. Yeah. Going back to what I said earlier, them young niggas don't stay young niggas forever, bro. They gonna get stronger. So she's fine. She finally gets him off, and he's freaking out. Freaking the fuck out. You know the only person that's not freaking out in this scene? Dre. Again.
Dre's chilling.
He's just
he
that
get
was
up,
fun.
You damn, okay.
Damn, you almost got me.
I guess this is how it goes in the Wild West. Dre, why stop acting like this? This is your life, gang. You're in danger.
Yeah, yo, you almost had your brother go to jail for killing you, bro. It really felt like Paul. It felt like Paul Walker and Vin Diesel. Yo, I almost had you, bro. I almost had
that ass. What
you almost
the
had
fuck?
me.
Niggas are crazy.
So I was all right. So we finally starting to get to the meat and potatoes of this shit because this nigga is eerily calm after almost getting killed. All right, cool. So now we're starting to whine because we gotten over the hump at some point in the movie because we finally get into the demons and spirits and all that shit in the movie now. So
forgot to mention in that first Monique scene there was a weird lady creeping outside.
Oh yeah. It was a weird lady.
She's been creeping on
doing some weird shit.
Very wild. Not saying shit.
That's how you know that part to me was not really good writing because we completely forgot her. We've been giving y'all this whole
because I just started thinking about the movie. I said, "Oh, that's actually important."
Yes.
Now that I'm thinking about it, but the movie wasted so much time on the family dynamic that every part that wasn't in your face supernatural shit, you was like, "What the fuck?"
All the callbacks and payoffs it didn't feel like it
kinda
was a real
stupid.
payoff because it was just like, yo, they just snuck it in there and then just made it
And
like
also,
it wasn't a big deal.
Even the misdirections worked, but they worked too well to the point where we didn't care. Because in the beginning, like the Berta said, "Oh, that's probably Cynthia's homie."
Yes.
And then I also was just like, yeah, that probably is Cynthia's homie. That's probably an FBI agent or like somebody that used to live in the house. That's what I was thinking, like mad shit.
Like they just,
I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. And I said, yo, this person doesn't matter.
If the movie's not telling me I should care, why should I care? Like I could just move on. So like we just kind of moved on. So anyway, Cynthia returns. Talking about the kids. You know what I mean? And you know, they kind of have like an emotional scene because she's just like, yo, I think you're taking your kids for granted. And she's like, hey, bitch, like, woman or woman, black woman or woman, like, why you be bothering my shit like
you
that?
ain't never had kids or something.
Yeah, you ain't never had no kids. And she's like, hey, bitch, I lost my kid at 7. Yeah. And she, like, that was in a moment where it just felt like Ebony's so used to, like, throwing out hurt that she had to, like, shovel. She had to shovel shit in that moment. Like, she had no choice. Like, damn, I fucked up. Idiot. I shouldn't have said that shit. I'm an idiot. Exactly. So, you know, she literally has the moment or whatever. And then immediately, these niggas, again with the Looney Tunes shit, Berta pulls up with a bat to chase this bitch out the house. It was just like, why y'all keep ruining like your good emotional beat scenes with Looney Tunes shit, bro? Like,
you know they love that Looney Tunes shit.
Like, why y'all keep doing this? So she chases her out the crib. It's like, all right, cool, whatever. Okay, yeah. So she chases her out the crib or whatever, and after like they have like the conversation, Ebony's still out getting turned. Cause like
she don't care no more.
One is just like, yo, I got this CPS lady riding my ass all the time. I got these weird kids. They say nothing's wrong with them. I'm an alcoholic. My nigga don't even want to come home. Like my mom is riding my ass. Like, yo, I need to go get lit. Where's the absolute? Cause I'm trying to fucking get lit. So she at like a bar getting turned, getting twisted.
Getting turned up.
So she like walks out or whatever. And in the same place is the lady that we brought up
earlier. Lady that be in the car.
Literally wasn't important for the entire first hour and 15 minutes of the movie. She's in there just like looking at her, just like staring. And it's like they're forcing you to be like, oh yeah, I remember seeing her before.
Oh, that's that lady.
Exactly. So she like leaves and she comes outside and she's like, yo, like, she gives her the whole, like, this is where it feels like they get anime-ish. Yeah. Because she gives her like, oh, yeah.
Exposition.
Exactly. So it's like, oh, yes, I'm an apostle and I've been like looking at you for a long time. Your house is haunted. It's been haunted for 20 years. And it's like, oh, so you're finally giving us all the information after bullshitting for like an hour and a half.
An hour and 50. And they realize like, oh, we got 40 minutes left. So we got to
wrap this shit up.
Y'all,
yeah. So let's give you everything.
Which I hate that so much.
Now we're going to give you everything we should have like been slowly building up to all this time. Like we're going to finally give it to you.
Because they realized they didn't do a good job of like
they didn't
foreshadowing anything.
Honestly, if this movie wasn't even about demons, it's a better movie because then you could just focus on the family aspect.
True.
Trying to throw the demons in at the last minute was just like, I guess. Like so anyway, so she gives us the whole diatribe of, you know, being an apostle and what it means to be delivered or whatever. And she's just like, all right. Whatever. So like we literally get the next scene with these two. And what I thought was funny was this is also a very real part that doesn't diverge from like fantasy or whatever is they're having a meeting at McDonald's. Yo, I don't know how many of you fellow creatives have had a meeting at McDonald's.
I've had a meeting at McDonald's. I've had a meeting at a lot of random places. I've had a few legit meetings. Yeah. Know what I mean? Like Starbucks. Chain meetings go crazy.
It's some real shit. It's real shit. Like, so what I thought was funny is they're having this real ass conversation. And I wanted to say, like, because I literally wrote it down. This is a heavy conversation for McDonald's, bro.
It is, though. It is.
Like,
it is.
She's like telling her, like, you know, the demon possessed wife that ended up chopping the head off of the husband, and then the daughter comes in and sees her holding the head after she comes to, and then gets possessed again, and then she goes and strangles the daughter.
I feel like they missed the opportunity for somebody to be sitting behind them, somebody to sit behind them and do this.
Exactly. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, this is happening at McDonald's. My fries, I don't want the fries no more. It's cold.
I'm not gonna lie. I would leave. I would go eat my food home.
Like, was the ice cream machine working? Like, I need to pick me up now. Like, you got me fucked up. And this is the second part when I mentioned earlier about like the shoddy writing. Because all this shit is being said to her. And granted, you don't really have to believe any of this in real time. However, when she brings up that a kid died in there, and the kid's name is Trey, and you put together 2 and 2 and you say, holy shit, my son been talking to like a Trey this whole fucking time. This nigga's been doing mad weird shit. According to the evals, like they're okay. His brother just tried to strangle him in the fucking tub. Maybe this bitch knows something. Like, and she's just like, hey man, stay away from my family and my kids.
Okay, so remember earlier when I said Ebony has the ability to ask you for help and make it seem like you're bothering her? Like, she legit followed this lady, listened to this lady from the bar, turned up, was like, you know what? I'll hear what you got to say. I know a McDonald's close, right? Y'all go to McDonald's, y'all sit down. She tells you all these grisly stories of the spot that you live in. Talking about people's weird behaviors of families. Just weird fucking behaviors coming out from family. You hear the name of the son who they've been saying, Tyler, what was it? Trey. You hear Trey. You heard your son saying that's his imaginary friend Trey that he been talking to this entire time.
And he doing weird shit.
He just ate shit and threw it. Your other son tried to strangle him. He's been mad calm throughout all of this, hitting his head, drinking milk everywhere, like fucking just wilding. And like,
you don't got no questions, bitch. You're not like,
you
what's going on
through this whole lady's story, and you go, I don't believe in this shit. Stay the fuck away from my family.
I'll be pulling up on my block.
I remember that moment. I was like, I think I'm done with Ebony. I think I'm finished with her as a character. I feel like she doesn't learn anything.
Nothing.
And I feel like
you're not even curious.
You've been through so much that and I feel like it's even more stupid to sit in that meeting if you're going to be so adamant like that. Like, if you wasn't going to believe it in the first place, why even give it that fucking energy? I don't know. I just hated how it felt in that moment. It just felt like we trying to prolong this movie.
Not even just that. It just felt as a character, if all this evidence is pointing towards something is not right in your home, and this person can tell you, hey, something's not right in your home, how do you then manage, hey, my kid's been eating and throwing shit. My other kid has been laughing at like teachers and they're like deafs in their family. My other kid just had a period, I guess. Then my other kid tried to strangle and choke and drown my other kid in the same household. I've been blacking out and not remembering what I was doing, hurt my kids. I don't know. Maybe something's not right here. And you have all this evidence on this side. And you're like, nah, bitch, like, just stay away from my family. You crazy. You're the crazy one.
All right, man. I was like, whatever, dude.
What? I was like, yo, he literally just did this, just like Coulson said, to just stretch this movie out 30 more minutes. Because that made no fucking sense. Because I'd have been
they
like,
should have just went to go figure the shit out there.
Yeah, we should have. I've been like, all right, you want to ride with me? Because we could just go back to my crib and we just figure this shit out right now. So, and while this is all going on, we got Berta, and she in the house getting fucked up by that demon, nigga.
Yo, she was like, oh nigga. Shit, is that my grandson? Nigga said, no.
And I feel like, what made it funny is like we have this meeting going on at McDonald's, and she's like breaking down all this gruesome shit that's going on. And in the same scene, because they're doing like a flash back and forth, you literally just see Berta get rocked.
Yeah, she's getting fucked up. Nigga, she's getting fucked up by this demon, dude.
It's like, god damn. I was like, damn. I didn't think they was really gonna kill a white woman in this movie, but I guess. Like,
I mean,
hey,
the scary movie with a white person die first, baby.
Hey, what's even crazy? It took her mad long to die.
It did, yeah.
She almost made it.
She lived for mad long. It was fucked up, though.
Oh shit, yeah, it was fucked up. So anyway, fast forward, she gets fucked up. Ebony leaves the apostle lady, and she comes home and she sees her mom on the ground. She's freaking out. Oh my god, mom, I can't. Because again, family dynamics. You might not like the person, but you don't want that nigga to die.
You don't want them to die. Yeah.
So she's like freaking out, crying, blah blah blah. And she's like, come down here. And this is, I literally wrote this in my notes as one of my possibly favorite scenes in the entire movie. Is Dre comes downstairs in the most calm, cool, collective voice. What's wrong, mom? What's wrong with grandma? And she's just like, you tell me. And the way he delivers the lines in his face, like his facial expressiveness, like he ate in that scene. I was like, God damn. And that's when, like, as much as we were talking shit in the beginning of the movie about like, this is like, it feels like Tyler Perry or whatever. I was like, yo, I don't know what movie they told this little nigga he was in.
That nigga thought he was in The Ring or The Exorcist or Poltergeist. I'm not gonna lie. In my head, I said, if this is a good movie, But then when I found out it was based off real life, I said, damn, I can't even say that.
Yo.
But I'm going to say it because this is our podcast, damn it. And we on Patreon. And I mean, hopefully it's going to be on every other major platform soon. But I'll say it, damn it. He said it, that line like that. And I turned to my homie and I said, yo, they should have made this a crime where he's the murderer, nigga. They should have made this a crime movie where Dre is a little fucking murderer. He not even possessed by the devil. Like, he just killed all these people.
He was cooked. That is one of the best scenes.
That shit went crazy.
In that moment, what it reminded me of, because not to say anybody else acted bad in the movie, they all kind of like did their part. But it kind of felt like when I was just like, yo, I don't know what movie he was in. It felt like when Christian Bale was Gore.
Yeah.
He was in the Thor movie.
And they didn't tell him.
And they didn't tell him what movie he was acting in.
He said, all right.
So he was acting his ass off, and everyone else was just like funsies. And it just felt like, yo, this nigga Dre, like, what did they promise you, bro? Like, do you get something for this role?
Yeah, he was acting his ass off. He was scaring the shit out of me. And I was telling people that that's always a plus in a scary movie.
Yes.
Creepy children.
Yes.
Creepy children always work.
They promised his family to get out the hood, nigga. Like,
and he got out the hood.
They promised his family a very important position in the upcoming Democratic election, my nigga. Because is he gonna be in the cabinet?
I'm crying.
This nigga was eating man hard.
He was
son.
so crazy.
So anyway, we move on because the ambulance come, they take Berta and shit. She, like, at this point, Ebony has no idea what's going on. She packed them kids up. She's in the car and she's just driving. She don't know where the fuck she's going. She's in the middle of the night. It's raining. We just gotta go somewhere, nigga. And in the backseat, you literally get Dre, and he's just like, yo, where are we going? She's like, I don't know. Stop asking questions. Blah, 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 blah. Just doing all that shit.
Oh, God. I was so,
and now she, looks in, like, the rear view, and literally, his eyes go black. And he's just like, you're a bad mom, and that's why you lost your mom. It's like, bitch! So she looks at it. That's when she looks up into, like, the rear view.
Yeah.
This nigga's eyes are black. She pulls that shit over. She's like, hey, I'm gonna find some, like, because in that moment, when she pulls the car over, I was like, what's she about to do? She about to drag this nigga out the car?
Yeah, I was like, what is she
So when she just leaves the car with the other kids in there, I was like, yo, you're not going, what are we doing?
I said, what's happening? I said, what is, yo, that's what I was just like, all right, so I said, Ebony's mom died, so she's in her Kanye insane arc right now, right? So in my head, I was like, I'm scared for the kids right now.
Yo, like, what is going on right now? Like, she literally just runs, she goes, she finds a bar, and she's like, yo, help my kids. And clearly they probably sense that she's half white. They're like, what's going on, half white lady? Like, let me go help you. Like, what's going on, mixed lady? Like, half of you, like, we gotta take care of half of you.
Wrong with my kids.
Yes. So they run out, like, and it's a big burly man, nigga. They roll out. She goes to the car. She opens the door. The niggas asleep. And they just look at her like, that ass?
Are you okay? Like,
that ass? You just, what the fuck was that for? And in that moment, I was like, all right, so was she bugging or was the kids bugging?
Yeah, I don't know.
And he's like, who?
I think she was bugging. But like, in my head, I also was just like, she might be off that alcohol.
Yeah,
so who knows, man?
So in that scene, very ambiguous. We don't know who was what. And I did like that because then it's like, damn, is it really the kids? Or is she the one like that's fucked up? Like, we don't know. Like, whose perspective are we watching a movie through? Like, you know what I mean? So I did like that because it was very ambiguous. So then right back again, the kids are in the hospital and like Cynthia's just like, yo, you about to lose them kids, bro. Like, I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get them kids back. Like, you was bugging. It was the middle of the night. Where the fuck are y'all going? Like, what's going on? And now we finally started to get some answers because they got the kids tied up. And this is where they kind of go exorcist.
Here's where I was just like, I hate y'all. Because it was so heavy-handed. It was like so heavy-handed. Like, Cynthia's talking to Ebony. She's like, yo, you might not get your kids. Like, you're bugging out. Like, you're saying mad crazy shit about them and blah, blah, blah. And we can't prove that, like, you're good. Like, everything that you've been saying to me kind of sounds crazy. She's like, I've been trying to help you and I can't help you.
Right.
I'm going to just try to get the best place for your kids. And then, you know, Ebony is like, obviously emotional and fucked up. She's seeing her kids walk past and shit. She's like banging on the shit and like, whatever. We move on to it. My son Dre.
Yo.
Who's finna get paid the bag.
Eating this whole movie. He
so
did it again.
Many more scary movies.
Yum.
That
on no crumbs.
Nigga was in the room and Cynthia pulled up and was talking to him.
on some Hannibal Lecter shit because they had this nigga tied down. I'm like, yo, he 10.
Yo.
When you got him tied up like this. So anyway, like you was about to say, like best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think they was going. I was like, I'm not familiar with your game apparently. Because I didn't think you was going to do all that.
I didn't think they was going to go that far either in that moment. Because I was like, y'all been slow burning it so crazy, and
I'm looking at that's how you know.
I was looking at the time.
I'm looking at the time.
Like, how much time is left? I was like, it's not that much time left. What's about to happen?
Yeah, like how we gonna wrap this up? And he was like, yo, watch this. So, and I feel like this is one of the most unrealistic parts of the film for me. Because literally, you have Monique, you have her character in this movie, which is Monique. She's not taking no shit. She's not here for the games. She's talking to this kid. She got him tied down. This nigga breaks his fucking wrists, anklets, all that shit comes off. He jumps. Turns into Spider-Man because he crawls backwards.
Does a flip, does a superhero landed.
The back, like the wall.
Up.
Like,
because
like,
now he's doing his Miles Morales audition. Maybe that's what they promised him, to play Miles Morales. Maybe that's what they promised him. They was like, yo, you be a soulless demon and we'll let you do one Miles Morales audition tape.
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
And then Monique is just watching.
And she's like, and then they cut the scene. And then I'm like, yo, how do you even cut that? Because I need an explanation for how she leaves the room, how they get this nigga tied back down. Like, what are we doing right now? Like, we in the mix. We in the mix for real now.
What just happened?
Son, like that was literally me the whole scene. I was like, so we finally turned up, but this nigga's wilding in a hospital with mad people. Nobody else sees this but her. Like, it's not on the cameras. Y'all don't got cameras in the rooms. What the fuck is going on? Like,
I don't know what was happening.
So anyway, she's bugging out, and so she's bugging out or whatever. And as that shit is happening, this is where Eb goes to the apostle lady because she needs help. She knows she needs help. She can't do this shit herself. What the fuck is going on? Right? And while she's doing that, we got Cynthia talking to the doctor. And she's telling him what happened. And he's just like, really? That ass? He crawled the wall. Okay. What room is he in? So, like, they're like taking this. I don't know how big the hospital is. Yeah. I'm just putting it out there.
They're taking a long ass.
They taking a long time to find this nigga's room. Because she had enough time to go to the apostle. She had time to pray. They had time to put a plan together. She had time to steal a Berta's nurse outfit, go to the hospital, find a wheelchair, sneak past. She was saying hi to everybody. Hey,
no. You know what had me dead though? She cooked.
No, she did.
No. This is that one part where she's seen the other nurse say, where the medical doc? And then she was like, it's on the 7th floor. She was like, hey girl, she's like, you know how it is. And I like just walks away. And in my head, like the lady looked at her like a little weird at first, but then she goes, I do. High key.
I do.
When you work in a big ass place with mad people, you see people every now and again that you'll recognize if they're close enough. But if somebody's wearing like a uniform that's close and they speak formally enough, like they know what they're doing, you might dead ass let them slip past.
Okay, so I let the first one go, but she did that to everybody.
No. It was only the desk one when she asked the question and then was like, you know how it is.
Because like there's like another scene after that where she says hi to somebody, and I have the closed captions on, like I said earlier, and they're like, "Who is that?"
Yeah, I dead ass remember who is that.
I was like, she's not gonna get caught.
But then again, think about how many times you've worked in a big place.
That's fair.
And you've seen somebody and you dead was like, who is that? And then somebody else is like, I don't know. Right?
That's fair.
And then y'all don't alert anybody.
That's
like
fair. That's
fair. That happens a lot. Like
that's fair. That is fair.
But I do get that. I feel like the only time that gets alerted is if it's a smaller like office or a smaller space. Okay, like if it's like a small office, like we have a podcast office and there's 20 people that work with us. Nigga, if there's a 21st person, we'll absolutely like somebody will be like, who the fuck is this?
That's
like,
right. That's why I started my thing with I don't know how big the hospital is.
Yeah, dead ass.
I don't know how big it is because then again, they got that off.
But then again, it didn't seem like it was that big.
I'm just saying they got that off.
But they did get that off.
I was like, she think quick on her feet because she pulled that shit. She made it to the room. Meanwhile, Cynthia's still walking to the fucking room for Dre, nigga. Like it's been like, yo, this is why. That's why I said.
But then again, I'm gonna give Lee Daniels the benefit of the doubt right now, even though it is technically weird ass fucking writing. The benefit of the doubt that I'll give him is if Cynthia was the only person that seen that in that moment and went to a bunch of doctors in their place of work and said, I just watched this boy climb up a fucking wall. I am 1,000% sure those doctors would be like, all right, hold on. Go to other doctors and be like, this crazy bitch is in back there saying she just seen a little nigga walk up the wall, right? She's dead ass talking to them about it. They have like how it was, mad disbelief. He probably hit somebody like, yo, check the cameras. Like, that's all gonna take mad long. Like, I'm sure by the time, I'm sure they could have got a plan off to kidnap the son. Even though they did it
that was the most
quick ass anime.
That was Bleach.
It was whimsical.
Listen,
it was whimsical.
That was Bleach. She learned how to fight. She learned how to pray. She taught her how to pray and gave her faith and enough time to mop a plan together to get. She was still walking to Dre's rooms.
I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, yo,
I'm not gonna lie. What you just said is gonna be proven even crazier later because like. She had the quickest training arc I've ever seen.
Bro.
It was like Gohan with the potential where he just had to chill out there.
Literally.
And she just had to hold. She's like, yo, don't leave until I'm done. And then when I'm done, you going to be stronger than me, gang. You're going to be way stronger than me.
Literally. Well, that's literally what fucking happened. So anyway, she gets in the room. She steals Dre. She makes it through the whole hospital again. Gets him in the car. The apostle pulls up. She gets him in a wheelchair. She gets him out the wheelchair. They throw him in the back. And they skirt off before anybody fucking notices in this entire hotel, in this hospital.
They get into the room and Ocean's 11 music plays. Oh no, they got us. That's basically what happened. Where's this kid you were talking about?
I was like, there's no fucking way, bro. There's no way she did all that shit. Y'all just made it to the room.
Bro.
Y'all just made it to the room.
So boom, yeah.
So now we finally get into like the end.
Now we
get into the meat and potato. Yeah, we finally get into the scary. So again, whimsical, because they just can't do this shit without a whimsical part. So they start with the holy water, right? First thing I wrote in my notes is, what does this demon know about nappy pussy? I'm sorry. I just needed to know. I was just like, yo, is he the night demon? Because he was fucking wild, bro. He wasn't even a demon.
I'm not gonna lie. Having Glen Close say that,
yo,
like,
insane.
Was one of the like. That might be the craziest line. Honestly, this movie has two of the craziest lines written in 2024. Why don't you go home and fry that shit up in some soy sauce, and I can smell your nappy pussy.
Yo,
I can smell your nappy pussy from here.
Now, here's the wild part to me with that line, because that's how I know these niggas was wilding. Because the person that was possessed was the child that died.
Yo. Ass.
It was Trey. So what the fuck? What does 11-year-old Trey know about nappy pussy, my nigga?
The demon was moving deviant. Very deviant.
The night demon was going crazy, son.
Night demon.
He was going crazy, son.
Insane.
So anyway, like I said, they got Glen Close looking crazy because, they ripped the wig off, whatever, and like she had like the sharp teeth or whatever. And that's how I knew like the budget was kind of low, because not being nitpicky, because even with the sharp teeth, if you watch that scene again and you slow it down, you saw her real teeth behind the sharp teeth. Like, you literally saw that they painted her teeth. I was like, damn.
Need sharp teeth.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary.
But yeah, whatever.
But okay, I guess. But yeah, so like, they're doing like the whole, because this is where they finally give us the Leo moment where she speaks to what a deliverance is.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, like, there
that's
we go.
The thing.
That's the
title.
Deliverance. There we go.
She's delivered.
Exactly. So, apparently, the apostle got to learn how to punch. Because honestly, I just thought like, okay, you've been battling demons. You're a demon hunter. It's 20 years of this shit. You ain't learned how to throw a punch. Like, you got fucked up by a kid. It was a kid demon.
Whooping her fucking ass.
He was dragging her, son.
That shit was crazy.
I was like, yo, fight back. Like, what you been doing for 20 years? Like, what?
I'm not gonna lie, her being weaker than Ebony in spiritual presence, and spiritual power.
It was Bleach.
Like you said, it's Bleach. Yu Hakusho in Bleach. Yo, Ebony is Ichigo. Yeah. She was like, yo, I just picked it up one day and I was the greatest. I don't know. And then you find out she got the blood of a demon, man.
So like, yeah.
And Russians.
Yeah, and Russians. That's that absolute.
Yeah, man.
That absolute. I mean, so anyway, yeah. So here's where it gets funny is not only does she get her ass beat, she dies. And the moment right
Bruh.
before she dies, because that was mad random. She's just like, hey man, I'm about to die, but you could do this shit. Here's the last sip of holy water. Just figure it out. Like just figure that shit out.
Nah, I was crying because that whole ending was anime. Like Shorty trained her. She's like the monk with the beads. Nigga, she got hit with a critical hit. She was like, Ebony, chosen one. Take these beads.
You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you.
I trained you. I know we didn't finish our training, but I trained you enough.
So now you got Ebony fighting off on this 20+ year demon that's been busting ass because apostles got nothing on this nigga.
Ass. Just changing in different ways to different
like
people.
Sprinkling some water on this nigga. And he's just like, bitch, that hurts, you fucking cunt. And I was like, yo, why are you cursing like you white? You came from a black family.
That's the white side though.
But he not mixed. His family was all black.
Nah, the demon not black, man. The demon is white. We all know that. We all know that the demon is white. That's why I was talking like that.
So anyway, they're having like this crazy ass fight. She getting her ass beat too. I'm just like, yo, this nigga got hands. This nigga know how to box.
Damn, this demon got
ball
hands.
Up top, nigga. This nigga's nice.
Ball up top. That's too good.
This nigga's nice. So it gets to a point where like he disappears. She goes to the basement because obviously we've been talking about this basement from the very fucking beginning. Goes downstairs. This nigga's in the basement. And I don't know how they did the effects, but they did a really cool job of transforming like Andre's face.
Yeah.
Like slowly. Like it wasn't like a quick thing. It was just like you could see it morph into the demon and then slowly morph back into him.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I was like, that's pretty fucking cool.
I will say cinematography did kind of fucked.
Hey.
Cinematography.
That's what I kind of said. They were it was some Jordan Peele shit. Them niggas was doing really good job at the beginning with like that cinematography shit. Yeah. So anyway, so she's like sprinkling in the water and he's just like, hey, come on, man. And then, she starts praying. This nigga's like, get the fuck out of here. Yo, this nigga literally does the rock bottom on Shorty.
Yeah. Then turns into her.
He literally calls her a jabroni and literally slams her to the fucking
turns
basement
into
floor.
Her, does a 5-knuckle shuffle. Does this, punch her in the fucking face on the ground, grab her face, put her in the iron clutch like the iron sheik, nigga. Put her in an ankle lock and shit.
She was tapping like the ref came was like lifting her hands
like,
and it kept falling.
It was like, hold on, second time, mom. And then shot them.
She did the Hogan shit. She's like, no, brother.
No, brother. And then the demon turned into her. I was like, bitch, you are useless. We are useless. We are Venom. I was just like, yo, honestly, this is a funny fucking scene right now.
Yo, so now, like, he looks just like her or whatever, and he's just calling her, you useless, your kids don't love you. And she's like, no, my kids love me. I love my kids. And my mom love me. And I love my mom, even though we fight. Blah, 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 blah. He beats her ass one final time.
One more
and then he puts his foot on her neck.
Yeah.
Which I was just like,
all right, freaky ass.
I was like, yo,
demon,
she's
stop.
done. You're cooked.
She's already cooked.
Yo,
gang.
he just would not take his foot off her neck. And then, again, Lee Daniels gotta like anime. I'm gonna look that shit up because I can't prove it, but goddamn, come on. So literally, we get the scene where, in typical anime form, when the bad guy is winning, when they've won, they turn their back and start walking away.
Yeah, like I did
and then you get like the good guy gets like this montage of all the training that he did before.
I prayed.
Yeah, I prayed.
My mom said, I believe in God, man. I was saved.
I laugh with my kids during the movie. Like we literally get all these scenes.
Dre drinking milk. Uncontrollably. Her laughing at the side. Little stupid ass boy.
Look at that. Love him.
Nate buying Chinese food for the crib.
Beef and broccoli again.
Her giving the phone to Cynthia. Yes, sir. It's not fake.
Now, what makes that part funny to me is all her memories of good things literally happened in the movie. Your kids are mad old, son.
What about their childhood? What about like other things? Like she was like, damn.
It's everything that just happened. Like,
remember when I was dubbing at the party? That shit was fun. Damn.
Hey man, remember that one time last week where I was good to my daughter?
Damn. I remember my mom was like, you do be paying for my chemo. I was like, yo, there's no other memories? What the hell?
You had nothing good to post from. Like, yo, for real. So anyway, that happens. And of course, in anime fashion, you get powered up. So her body like lifts up And the bad guy's just like, Nani? So she turns around and she's like up and she starts saying like, oh yeah, now my kids, like she starts doing like the prayers and shit. He's like, hey man, this shit ain't working.
He said,
Fuck
this
that.
shit not gonna work.
Then she starts praying like
then,
crazy.
Hold on. Then out of nowhere, she has her Super Saiyan moment.
Yes, because first she starts praying like super heavy and then she falls to the ground. And in that, it looks like she gets hit because she's like, ugh. And in that like, moment, I was like,
and falls to the floor.
Yeah. So in that moment, before he says what he's about to say, like literally, I was like, damn, she got cooked again? Right? Because it literally looks she got stabbed or something.
Yeah, it looked like
I was like, God
her.
damn, fuck.
She falls, but then she just gets up like, she like floats up. Goes, I was like, oh, she did Super Saiyan God for him.
Now, again, I got closed caption on, and it literally says speaking in tongues. I was like, all right, so we're just going to wild out like this.
And then when she also did it, I said, not only is she Super Saiyan God form, but what? I said, hold on, real quick.
Yo.
I just got to ask a question. What? Don't you got to go to exorcism school to exorcise demons?
Yo, so in that moment, I was like, the apostle's mad trash. Because if you've been fighting demons for 20, you never thought once, like maybe speaking in tongues.
What if she was the apostle?
Because
he might have been the apostle.
Like, maybe she was half apostle. Like, that's what she was mixed with.
Yo, but hold on.
It was her mom.
That's where my theory come from. My theory came from. Bro, follow me.
I'm with you.
So, she drank the spirits. What terrorized her? The spirits. What else terrorized her? The spirits, demons. What else she had in her? The Holy Spirit.
Oh my God. Okay.
So it was like a holy trinity of spirits in this movie.
This
the negative, the positive, and the alcohol. And all those three things came together. So follow me now. It's a metaphor. She fighting her own demons, which is the spirits, but they actual
the wine and
spirits. You get what I'm saying? But then she's fighting actual spirits that's fucking with her family. So in my mind, it's just levels of spirits, and now it's confusing because like now she's just an apostle. Like after she just did all of that, I mean, she learned to forgive herself, which I felt like was the final metaphor of this movie.
Yes.
Like, if I'm going to take the silly shit aside, the final metaphor of this part is defeating your demons and closing that chapter so you can be a better person.
Yes.
Right?
Facts.
But in the context of the movie,
hilarious.
What the fuck? I just can't buy the... You go from telling the apostle that same day, get the fuck away from me and my fucking family, to like a few hours later being like, you know what? You right. And then and y'all have a conversation at McDonald's. You can get the fuck away from my family. You meet her up. She trains you in like what seems to be like
10 minutes, nigga.
Let's give it 2 hours, 3 hours, right? Let's say you got possible. 3 hours.
It don't take 3 hours to get to his room.
It also like that's what I'm saying. Say 10 minutes to an hour, you got this, right? And within that hour, you had an epiphany that I'm gonna give my life up to God and all of that stuff, right? That still don't make sense to why this hell demon spawn.
Why this nigga losing
you speaking in tongues? It's just like it's so powerful. Like you're so powerful.
How you more religious than the apostle?
And she died. She been doing this for years.
Yes. I've been in this game for years. Yeah. Made me an animal. Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
That's why I said this is where I say like the shoddy writing sneaks in because they have good moments.
They didn't sneak in. They punched us in the face. Like in this moment, it was like a fucking punch to the fucking because they was doing so good with kind of the demonic shit. And in my head, I was like, when the apostle died, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, because I was like, you cooked. Because I thought you was gonna need her help.
When they did the quick fix, which I feel like is a band-aid on top of a fucking gash that needs stitches.
Yes.
I was like, no. But okay.
No. But it
was for funsies, I guess.
It was for funsies. So like literally she's speaking in tongues or whatever and believing in God and believing in Christ and all that. And she gets the demon off the kid, off Dre. It goes through the hole or whatever in the basement. And in that moment, all the other kids are like going through shit. And Shantae, like she falls to her bed and she like recovers or whatever. Dre, he was like ripping his skin off and like biting his flesh. Yeah. Like he like heals and you wake up. which was just like really like.
All right, now we're doing
this,
it too much.
This is where like they're laying it on super thick because he wakes up in the form of like a cross, like Jesus like died on the cross. Like he literally wakes up.
I was like, all right, man.
No one sleeps like that, bro. Like,
whatever, dude.
We doing a whole lot right now. So anyway, he wakes up or whatever, and you know, like because she after that happened, she's like, oh my god, where's Dre? Where's Dre? You see him pass on the floor or whatever. She gets him, and it's just like she literally beats the demon with faith. Basically, like, which is confusing because yes, okay, let's say you can, but what happened to the apostle? Like, why you ain't beat the demon with faith? Like, well, you had 20 years.
What if the apostle was some crazy lady? Like, what if she wasn't even an apostle? And what if like no? What if she
read articles?
Read articles and she was just a fan and like. In the last moment when it got too serious, she was like, I can't give this up now. I got to tell Shorty, like, she can do it. Like, yo, you could do it. Use this holy water. It was Visine or some shit. Yo. And like, what if she beat a demon with just off the power of belief? What if it was the friends we made all the way?
That's all it was. Man. That's all it was. I mean, so, so all her kids' demons got exorcised. You know, like I said, Nate woke up in like the Jesus form, whatever, which was insane to me, but okay, cool. Sin, like she gets to talk with Sin and she's just like, you know, because after all this happens for me, it's like, all right, technically the movie's over. Like, where do we go from here? Sin has a conversation like, yeah, you know, you got to fight to get your kids back, which makes sense.
Which makes a lot of sense.
The reason why it makes sense is because, hey, while all this supernatural shit is happening, you did kidnap your kid from the hospital.
You did kidnap your kid from the hospital. Like, so in my head, I was like, speak, you gotta speak for that. For this.
Yeah,
I said, absolutely. I said, this makes a lot of sense.
You did just kidnap a kid.
I will say they got points for that one. Because I remember in my mind, I was like, if they give her a happy ending, that makes no fucking sense. Like, immediate happy ending after that makes no fucking sense. Like, yo,
you did kidnap a kid. Like, we gotta figure this shit out. So anyway, that shit happens, and we fast forward 6 months. And now she's in the car, and, you know, she's telling the kids, like, you know, we moving back to Philly.
Work things out with your dad.
Work things out with your dad, you know, and now, this is the part of the movie where I just it left a slight negative taste in my mouth. And the only reason I want to say that is because while I'm okay with like religious undertones in films and stuff like that, that's cool. It just kind of felt propagandary.
It was God propaganda.
She found her faith, and because she found her faith, she can now get her man back. Yeah,
everything is perfect.
She got her kids back. She can now figure things out. The husband is willing to come back into the picture. And it's just like, all right, bro. Like, it's mad people in the church that's fucked up too, bro.
We got to the end of this movie, and I very much will say that that's a big problem with me. But also, there's two sides of this coin. There's two sides of this fucking hilarious, whimsical, like Lee Daniels, scary, familiar trauma movie. Mm-hmm. The one side that Dennis is talking about is it does deadass just seem like Christian propaganda. It does not,
which is okay because like, you know I'm usually cool.
It's fine.
I'm calling out propaganda and everything.
Yeah,
propaganda, like, everything.
It's fine because
it's kind of heavy-handed.
There can be representation everywhere, but it just I feel like it overshadows the familiar trauma part.
Yes,
and probably that there's more work than just giving your life over to God, right? And I felt like they kind of trampled on that part of the story that they had going pretty heavily, which is
that's the problem that I have.
Because if I flip to the good sides of what this movie does, is like I think it's a pretty good portrayal of how dire things are in Black families a lot of the times, or even in biracial families a lot of the times,
just families,
or just families in general. When it comes to this, the trauma and abuse and hurt people. And substance abuse and like, you know, bad communication, not feeling like your parents care, like, you know, lack of money. Like they dealt with like a lot of different issues kind of well and kind of showed like how that can like curse people and like hurt people. My biggest issue is the answer is just not Jesus alone.
Yes,
and that's what the movie made it seem.
That's exactly how I was about to land my plane. Because I was just like, yo, all the things that they were covering in this film that we talked about throughout the episode. Because
they even talk about like sexual abuse and shit. Like with like how our mom brought around a lot of men.
Yes.
And the men like sexually abused her.
Yes.
And that's why she kind of don't trust people. And like she's like kind of wild because she felt like when she called out for help, her mom never helped her. So she doesn't know how to, I guess, ask for help. And she also kind of don't know how to help people because like in her moment she feels like it's kind of helpless. So she tries to do her best and she probably can't. But I feel like if you're going to make a movie like this, you have to establish that kind of earlier so that we don't hate Ebony. And then when you throw this on us, we're just like, fuck, well, I mean, I guess you want us to feel bad, but I feel like it didn't help with the flow of the movie.
And that's where my problem is everything that he just said about all the different types of problems that it tackles, family aspects and all that. That is interesting. And that's why when I said earlier, if this is not a scary movie and it's just a regular movie, it's a probably way better film. The problem with it is they don't stick the landing where they're just like, oh, all these different problems that you have in your life, if you just go to church, you good.
Yeah, if you and just believe in God, you good.
There's more to it than that. Like,
there's way more to it.
There's way more to it than that.
I even feel like Glen Close character, right? They did a pretty good job with Glen Close character up until they got to like the religious aspect. Because I feel like they kind of kept making a big emphasis on she's saved now. So like she's kind of absolved of the things that she's done wrong. And I felt like every time Ebony went against that, I was agreeing with Ebony because I don't think you're absolved from being a bad mother because you're with God now. Like that's not a thing. You still have to do that work to be a better mother. And
exactly.
Like, to nurture and like to apologize. You have to mend those bonds. And I felt like
it just
there was never a moment for real where I felt like Glen Close's character was trying to actually mend those bonds.
Exactly. It felt like, like
she was over it. Like she moved past it because she's with God now.
Yeah, it just felt like, I want to help you be a better mom or whatever. But it never felt like they got that chance to show, like, hey, mom, I did fuck up. Oh, I did fuck up when I was raising you. And then they have that moment of like, damn. And then they get like that closure. We never get that. And it's just like, yo, hey man, if you just pray, you good.
I feel like they kind of did that on purpose so that like we can see the levels of familiar trauma. It's just that they didn't land it properly.
Exactly.
My problem with that is like, because I felt like Glen Close Bertha was way more focused on the grandkids being fine than she was focused on her own daughter being good in any type of sense. You get what I'm saying?
It's like she just gave up.
She was like, I give up on you. I fucked up with you. I can save them, right?
Exactly.
Which is a lot of grandparents do that, right? And that's some real shit. And like, it is a fucked up thing. And like, it is an interesting topic to tackle. Mm-hmm. It's just that I don't think just being like Jesus, like, and is the answer. And I feel like even Glen Close being like, I have said to God, so like, I know that I did wrong. So like, I'm just trying my best. In her daughter Ebony following that same path, who's to say that she's just not going to also kind of be like that? You get what I'm saying? Where it's just like, I accepted God now. So now I'm in a better thing and we're good. Yeah. So if y'all bring up any of that old shit, that don't matter. Because that's kind of how her mom acted about like old shit.
Right.
And
that's actually a good point.
And I also kind of don't see Ebony wanting to look backwards ever.
That's a good point, only because the earlier scene where like where she threw them against the wall or whatever, and you just think about the whole movie in general, them kids got trauma, a lot of fucking trauma,
mad fucking trauma,
and she never learned how to deal with hers.
Exactly.
And if she's following the mom's footsteps and just say like, hey man, you just pray and you good, the kids are going to end up the exact same way because they don't learn. They're learning from you. So if you never learn, they fucked. They're going to do the exact same thing. We're just like, hey, man, I'm fucked up, trauma, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to just drink and I'm going to just pray and I'm going to be over it. And it's all good.
So I will say I will say while obviously it's not the happy, like it's obviously not a happy ending. They still tried to portray it more of a happier ending and it still kind of wasn't.
It wasn't.
Like at all.
It wasn't. It felt like incomplete. Like, because the reason why it didn't feel like a happy, it doesn't feel like a happy ending because what was there to be happy about? Like basically all you said was like, yo man, like all this shit doesn't happen if she just prayed. Like she'd have been good.
Also, like I'm about to try to work. I'm gonna try to work things out with your pops. We're about to move back to Philly. I'm with the Lord now. I don't drink anymore. That's cool. But we still all live through that shit.
Exactly.
So how do we address that?
Exactly.
And I feel like that
and we don't even talk about what was really the issue that her and the father weren't together.
That's another, and that's why I was saying like the movie leaned way too much into the family stuff, and that'll be like before I give my rating, like the movie leaned way too much in on the family stuff, which was the most interesting aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Marketed itself as a horror, and then super fucked up the horror part, right? So like, and then not only that, y'all did a lot of family drama, and then a lot of key figures in that family or key storylines with that family were not resolved. None of them were resolved. So like at the end of the day, this movie kind of was a movie for kind of drama's sake and dramatization's sake, and not really to like show us what happened. And I get it. Like,
or give us like a conclusion that's believable. Because if you watch the movie and it was just like I said, like everything in the movie plays out the way it does, and then in the end she gets more religious, and you see her say like, well, you know, I'm trying to be better than how like I was raised. I should go to therapy and figure my shit out, or go to AA, deal with meetings. And then the kids see this, them learning through you being a sponge is like, oh, this is how you deal with like trauma and problems. Like you don't just bottle it up. You get help. You know what I mean? Maybe you pray more. But it's a combination of different things. It's not just, hey man, Jesus fixed it for me, so I'm good now.
And even like how she addressed it in the end. She was like, I'm gonna work things out with your dad. We moving back to Philly. And then she smiled. And then she started the car. And then I was just like, wait, that's it? Like, you're not going to be like, yo, I'm sorry for all the shit that, like, you know, we probably went through. Like,
I kind of threw y'all into a wall. My bad.
Like, I've been working on my sobriety. Like, I guess they wanted us to just guess that this is, because she got the kids back, right? So she had to have been on the right path. But here's the thing. Y'all have info dumped us mad times in this movie. Is now not a time where you can info dump? Like, I feel like now, like y'all already did it mad times. Now could be a time where you could have
used one of the kids.
Where she could have like even pull out like a 6 months chip.
No, you could have used one of the kids.
Ma,
it could have been like, oh my god, oh my,
you've been doing so good. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
It could have been Nate being like, yo, yeah, I'm so proud of you. Like it has been 6 months. Like you've been good. Like you've been blah blah blah. Like you've been doing this. Like you've been doing that.
Yes.
Like, and it could have been that simple. Like just one, but it was just a smile, and everybody's like, "Oh, I guess."
The end. It was like, all right. Now here's the freaky part, because the movie ends, and it was like, okay, because watching the whole movie in the back of my head, I did remember they say based on a true story. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, how? Because how? Why I ain't heard about this shit till now? Like I'm a whole adult. Would you mean niggas was wilding like this, and we were just continuing on, like nothing happened? Like okay. So then, like, because they, you know, like when the movie ends, they do like the little text at the end to kind of show you. And they're just like, this was based on, Ebony's character was based on Latoya Ammons or Ammons. I don't want to pronounce her name incorrectly. And, you know, the actual house was bulldozed in 2016.
They got rid of it.
Yeah, they got rid of the actual house because weird shit was still happening there. And it's still happening there till this day.
Till this day. That area is still to this day. They also said that while Latoya told her side of the story at first, like no one kind of believed her, but nurses at the hospital, all police officers, and the child agent, all was like, yeah, a bunch of fucking crazy shit was happening, like, and it was unexplainable. So that's why she like got her shit back, like
So even that was freaky.
Also, if I could put a little bit more fun facts, somebody who acted in the movie, I think as an extra, they said, that was in the Glen Close cancer scene, got diagnosed with cancer after. Another guy who was an AD there, his dog died while he worked like on the set. Monique, while she worked there, her I think she said her thyroid was flaring up, or something was flaring up. Like they was like a lot of shit kept happening to people while they were like shooting that movie specifically. So now weird. I'm just like, hey man, I'm gonna give y'all my spirits leave me alone score, 5 out of 5. You get what I'm saying? Like, because I don't want to get
podcast protected by Jesus. Let me just tell you right now, okay?
We are delivered, right?
I started the podcast with that AK.
But my actual rating, which is deceitful, because I actually enjoy this movie. My actual rating is 2 out of 5, which is crazy. And I'm only giving it a 2 out of 5 because for 70% of the movie, it was family trauma, but it was like family trauma in like a serious Tyler Perry way.
Mhm.
And then it became a scary. It was like, oh shit, we wait way too long without being a scary movie. Let's ramp this bitch up.
Exactly.
And then they started speed running through scary movies. And in the last 15 minutes was come to church ad.
Yes.
Come to the church ad.
Yes.
And that was why I was like 2 out of 5, because it was like, it could have been in the 3 range. Could have been in a 3 range, or maybe even a 3.5 if they would have stuck that landing point. I'm not even saying that like come to church don't work. I'm just saying they left out the major part where you have to actually put in
You gotta do the work
with your mental and your children and discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And church can also help. Like all of it. Like God is just not the only answer. And you know what? Look, Lee Daniels, I watched his interviews. He do seem like a God-fearing man. He do seem like a Christian. Like he actually cares about that shit a lot.
That's cool.
And like that's totally dope. I'm just saying that when you bring real topics about human beings and like, yes, church can help with these things. There's also real things that people have to deal with, and we have to hear from other people what their perspective of what they think to fix these things.
Right.
And their perspective shouldn't only be go to God.
Right.
That's probably my.
So
2 out of 5.
I'm gonna give it the 2.5 out of 5.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm gonna give it the 2.5 out of 5 is because my nigga Dre put this movie on his fucking back. That nigga went crazy this whole movie. What stopped this movie from getting a 3 or a 3.5 for me is one, like he said, did not stick the landing with the church thing. Granted, I'm a religious person.
I'm also
but
religious.
I am not
Catholic.
I'm not God fixes everything.
Yeah,
like, I'm not that
I don't
guy.
believe
I'm never
that.
going to be that guy. I'm a realistic person.
I think God even tells you got to put in some work.
You got to
too.
put in the work, no matter what it.
Absolutely.
No matter what it is, you got to put in the work.
Being a good person.
Exactly. I believe in putting in the work over everything. Like even if you're talking about just being a better person, you're talking about being successful. You're trying to talk about sports. You talk about drawing, whatever it is, you're trying to get fit. You got to put in the work. Everything Everything requires you to put in the work. So even just being a good person requires you put in the work. So I didn't like that. I didn't like the pacing. The pacing was fine, which is why this is going to be the third time I'm telling y'all, if this was not a scary movie, it's a way better movie because we're tackling real family issues and looking for like solutions. And if you nail what the solution was, which the solution was just got to put in the work. It's a culmination of different things that you need to do all together, working in unison to fix the problem.
I'm not gonna lie. I can fix it a little bit. Instead of like the ending being demons, they should have had the corner boy shoot my son. And then that adversity make the family be better.
That literally makes it like a classic 90s Boys in the Hood. It's a hood movie.
Yo, we have to come through this adversity of like,
exactly.
We got to be better. Like my consequences had
because you lost the best part of your family, the most responsible person.
He don't even got to die. He can just be like,
he can be hurt
like, but it just changes the perspective of everybody.
Exactly.
Or like maybe the grandmother dies and like the young son goes kind of crazy a little bit, and then they work on his. I don't know. I feel like I get the metaphor game. I get that they wanted to be in the horror genre. I feel like if it wasn't horror genre, we looking at maybe a 3.5 for a movie.
Because now you giving me a real movie with real shit going on, and we looking for real solutions, and it's a conversation that needs to be had in black communities and black families.
Here's another thing. If something that wasn't a demon, that was real life shit, and the mom busts out speaking in hymns, we would take it way more serious.
Facts. So, like I said, that is what kind of hurts it for me. Also, what hurts it is every time they have one of these serious conversations or serious moments or something that I could like relate to and tie in like families.
Hit the Looney Tunes button.
Looney Tunes. It's like, yo, like, why are we fucking this up? Like, we don't need the comedic, like, keep it heavy. If we're going to have a heavy conversation and we want to take this movie seriously, let's go all the way fucking serious.
I also feel like he was trying to keep it heavy. It's just that it's silly.
Exactly.
Like just to throw the racial shit in there out of nowhere. Like she can be furious without like going in that direction because I feel like people hear it and we're more thrown off by what she said than who she is.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Where it's like, wait a minute, why would... Because I feel like anyone who's seen that line did not say, why did Ebony say that? They say, why did Lee Daniels write this? Why did they write this in the movie?
Yes.
Like, which shows that it's not the actress, nigga. It's like you're right. You're kind of bugging right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like for me, it was like a lot of that pacing. The fact that we spent like an hour plus on just the family and then sneak in the horror at the end. Then nigga, we didn't need the horror.
We didn't need the horror at all.
Told the story, the actual story. Let's get a real conversation going around like these different problems in the black community, and then make that the movie. And then we come in here and maybe my ratings and everything I have to say is totally different. Because then I can't make fun of that. That's real shit.
That's true.
But nigga, you throwing like this Looney Tunes horror shit into it, and it's like, now I gotta make fun.
I just feel like they had too many people with too much like familiar and generational trauma and going through like some of the most worst shit ever for the answer to just be like church. And I'm not saying church is not like church and faith is not important, because that is very fucking important.
Yeah.
I just think that like that's not a cop out. Like we can't keep making that seem like it's the ultimate answer when it comes to like people trying to change their life. Like, yes, it can help. It can absolutely help. A lot of times it can help. But you also, like you said, you got to put in the work. You got to be willing to have that discipline. You got to be willing to stop drinking. You got to be willing to like love your kids more. You got to be willing to have open dialogue with your children. You got to be willing to, like, if your kids is acting out, not just immediately be like, yo, we're going to send you to the psych ward to see what the fuck going on, but to like actually talk and pick your child's brain and be like, yo, what's going on?
In the words of my man, Jadakiss, it's good.
But it's not good enough.
Like,
it's not good enough.
It just can't just be church. It's got to be more. And the reason why I also feel like that is because one of the main problems in the movie was Ebony and Berta not being able to communicate with each other.
That was it.
If you showing that communication is a huge fucking problem, don't you think at some point to resolve that you have communication? Like
it's not church. It's communication, which I feel like that's the biggest misstep in the movie. The movie is a bunch of miscommunications between everybody, right? Mm-hmm. And then at the end, the answer is God. What?
Exactly. That was the huge part of the movie, is the communication, and we don't get that solved, which is why for me it's just gonna be a 2.5. It'll have been a 2. It would have been a 2, but my nigga Dre, hey, I got
Dre went crazy. Little nigga. You went Dre crazy. Got one of those 4 points by himself.
You did that.
The other boy. 4 points
you got that.
Was for what my final quote gonna be.
So all right, so yeah, so that's the movie. Now I mean, this is your Halloween movie.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, this is a real special episode. We did 2 hours on the Lee Daniels movie, but that shit, I feel because it was serious, and we black, so we gotta talk about it.
Hey, listen, if he somehow hears this episode or sees this episode, let's talk.
Look, listen, brother.
Let's talk.
And like I said, my 2 out of 5 is very deceptive, because I'm also going to post my Letterboxd review. And if you read my Letterboxd review, I say it's one of the best, worst movies I've ever seen. Yeah. Like, when I say worst, I only mean like the pacing don't make sense. The genre don't make sense. And like, it was misleading in trailers, which is fine a lot of the time. Yeah. But like, it also dragged. The pacing was off. Like, there was just a lot of things kind of off about it, but it's still a fun watch. And even us explaining it is not enough. You have to go and watch this movie.
Exactly.
You know what this is? This is a 2 out of 5, but like in rewatchability, it might be a 4 out of 5. It might end up being a cult classic. I'm not even gonna lie. Because like, it's really one of those things that you'll watch the movie and you'll be like, damn, okay. Because I watched it the second time to review this with Dennis, and I caught so many different things from like Dre and then the different kids. Like, even when I said earlier, like in the room when they was all scared, Dre was like scared, and he goes, she threw us. And I was like, what the fuck? Why? I was like, oh, I didn't peep that the first time. He like just fucking shook out of that shit.
Yeah. So like, honestly, like if you're listening to this or you're watching this because you're on Patreon, it's a good movie. I enjoyed the movie. It's not a bad movie. It's a good bad movie.
It's good mid. It's good mid. You know, actually, if you use the word mid properly, which is middle of the pack, it's actually in the middle of the pack. Yeah. But it's like a little bit above middle of the pack. Yes. I will say that my grade doesn't reflect. You know what this movie is like? This movie is like your favorite student that you know can't get the grade, so you give them a bunch of bullshit extra credit so that they can make the grade.
Yeah.
Like it's like you see it, you like, oh, I see I know you
graded
could
on
be
a curve.
I know you could be a genius. No, but only them. Because like I know you could be a genius, but you're not there at all. You're not even close. You can't even read a little bit.
I see the potential.
But I see the potential. So I'm gonna give you like these little extra credits.
Yeah.
And like then you did it.
Because honestly, like I said, I give it a 2.5 because they do tackle a lot of like real life issues or whatever. The reason why they also just get the 2.5 is because they don't conclude on those issues that they bring up.
They say church is the answer, and I'm not saying nobody's wrong if they feel like that's the answer, but I just feel like
it could be the answer for you,
yeah.
But in the general society and like just the public, I feel like there's more to it than that. Like it can't just be that, because if it was just that, we'd all be good.
That's true.
Like we all need work. So yeah, like honestly, like I said, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Here's what makes this a Halloween episode is because we talked about mad trauma. We tried to scare that shit out.
Yeah, we scared the fuck out.
We didn't do like the normal type of scary, nigga.
Scary,
emotional scary.
Like
we scarred your family type shit.
About, like y'all about to listen to this and have arguments, nigga. Like at the family dinner, like people are gonna be like, "What is it about Christianity?" Yo, it's gonna be crazy. Yo,
that's the type of
boo,
boo. Trauma. Ooh.
Arguments at the dinner table. Ooh.
Religion.
Politics. But yeah.
So this has been another issue of the Mighty Metahumans podcast, providing you with that high quality nerd commentary. Subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend. If you're listening to this and you're enjoying it and you want to see like all our crazy reactions, so especially to this episode, if you Lee Daniels, hit me up. I might give you a free membership just to check this episode. I mean, like we got you. We can talk. Let's talk. We can work.
We fuck with the movie.
Yo, listen, Deliver 2, nigga. Like,
yo, we got you, man.
We got you.
Need
the
that.
Philly version, nigga. We got you. Just hit niggas up. I mean, you can find us on all social media sites as The Mighty Metas. You can find me on all social media sites as Old Dirty Dennis. That's OLDIRTYDENNIS. You can also check out Secret Pods. I'm bringing out season 2 real soon because the weather's changing and all that. So we're gonna get back to some serious conversations. We might take little tidbits from Delivered and like talk about that shit and give you guys some real shit without me doing too much jokes. I mean, you can check out my cards on Etsy, Art by Den. That's DENN. You can find my son Colton.
The Colton Show _ That's 2 underscores. On Twitter and everywhere else, it's just the Colton Show. TheColtonShow. Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I got a website, thecoltonshow.com. My portfolio, thecoltonshow.com.
Yes.
And also, also the Night Deviant podcast is about to pull up soon.
Yes.
I am co-host with the Night Deviant.
Facts.
So I will be alternating doing random episodes. So mine might be more like a talk show where I have guests or whatever, and his shit might be more of him ranting on some freaky shit. Because he said he's not trying to, he's only trying to interview freaks from now on.
He ain't delivered.
No, he said he's only trying to interview freaks from now on. He said right now he's actually trying to work on the Night Demon, but Ebony just got exercised them. So he was like right now he's doing a deal right now, try to get into hell to bring him back up so that they could do an interview together. I told him it was not a good idea because that nigga fucks with kids. And like I don't really fuck with people that fuck with kids, but we'll see. He said he only want him up here to ask him about the nappy pussy part. So we'll see what happens.
What kind of smell that has?
I don't know. Hey, ew.
Hey, that's what he said. He smelled it. I don't know how you smell it, but he said it.
It was it got a specific. Let's not talk about this. Let's wait for the Night Deviant.
Yo, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, y'all.
Send us home. Give us your final words.
I can smell that nappy pussy.
Yo, we out.
Oh, yeah.